talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van Range. Commercial vehicles that go the distance for your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With the 1 o'clock headlines, I'm Tom Clayton, and good afternoon. Sheffield Wednesday are facing a 12-point deduction as the club has filed for administration. They're bottom of the championship already, and the point drop would put them on -6. Our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, says this has been coming for some time and believes the regulator should have the power to intervene.
As soon as a football club is late paying their wages once, you get a warning, maybe even a points deduction. You do it twice, I think that's when they should have powers to intervene and force the sale of the football club.
Vitor Pereira has been fined £15,000 by the FA for misconduct during the Wolves game with Brighton earlier this month. A statement says he's admitted the charge of improper conduct. Now, ahead of this weekend, Arne Slot has issued a positive update about Alexander Isak. His groin injury isn't as bad as once feared, but it's not looking as positive for Jeremy Frimpong.
Jeremy is not in a good place. What I mean with that is that he's definitely not going to play today, tomorrow, or next week. Hamstring injury, so that's going to take a while.
We also won't see Alisson this weekend when they face Brentford. That one's a talkSPORT exclusive commentary tomorrow night from 8. Some more positive injury news, this time from Newcastle. We could see Johan Wissa suit up within the next 2 weeks. Also for Chelsea, good news from Enzo Maresca on Liam Delap.
Liam took part of the session yesterday with the team for the first time, so he's not going to be available for tomorrow game, but probably for the next one, yes.
And the NBA should be in total fear right now. That's according to our US sports writer Brian T. Smith. It's over a massive betting scandal which has seen a top coach and player among dozens arrested. Get the full story at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
A watchdog claims there are still significant challenges in how police tackle grooming gangs, and a man who's murdered 2 people has also admitted to having thousands of indecent images of children. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Today it's raining tyres in our centres, including top-notch brands like Pirelli. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com and book today.
Cloudy in the northwest with heavy rain, which will be persistent at times. Elsewhere, a mix of sunny spells and scattered showers, feeling chilly.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT, where this afternoon, after 25 years, Andy has told me a story that I have never heard before. Well, I say a story. We'll share it with the class in a few moments. But in the meantime, Andy, what's coming up?
Story, you know.
Well, yeah, a story, you know.
I have to explain to my wife the Trevor Brooking game yesterday, but I'll tell you.
Well, we'll have a game of it. I'll say a game of it in a minute. But anyway, yeah.
Coming up over the next 3 hours, Robert Ernshaw talks Forest, Messi's extended MLS stay and more. Gibraltar's Lincoln Red Imp striker Lee Casciaro looks back on a historic night in Europe. How would pronounce
I do struggle with those Gibraltar names.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And we're joined by 2 great English sporting knights, Ian Botham and Bill Beaumont.
We'll also have more of Andy's nonsense by numbers. A Wednesday fan reacts to the move into administration, and we'll chat to the comedian and happy Arsenal fan we're suspecting, Tom Rosenthal.
They're all happy. There's all this plus... I know, it's terrible.
So bitter.
I am. The clips of the week. They're good, though. The Fools panel, and Spurs are on their way with Wemby.
There we are.
In Todd Mlin's American Sports.
Yeah, we will be talking more about that story that Tom just told you about. Massive scandal, FBI raid into some big names from the NBA, some mafia-based gambling stories.
It's a worrying story, really, for them.
What a story. Yeah, so we'll be chatting to Todd Mlin about that and other matters besides a little bit later on, but it is 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Andy.
Good afternoon, Paul. I watched the second half of Forest Porto.
Yeah, I watched the game last night. Better.
Much better. It looks like Sean Dyche is a good fit there. I didn't realise he lived in the city.
Yeah, well, I mean, he only lives around the corner. It's like the old handyman job. But there's other reasons why you'd take him on.
But he's a good coach. And the thing is, this might be the best set of players he's ever had.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I was a
I think
Forest
they've
fan,
got good depth in the squad. And they just, don't know, they just looked, or everything looked like, it's like the ratchet had just been, everything looked a lot tighter.
everything was better. They wouldn't have defended like that under Ange.
Yeah.
He went in there and he basically said to the players, look, you're a good set of players. You finished seventh. You were in contention to the last day of the season for the Champions League. You know, you didn't become rubbish.
I thought the second pen, in the old days, the ref would have backed himself with that because I thought he bought the contact. Whereas, you know, but not these days. There was enough there. Because he kind of did leave a bit of leg, didn't he? Showed a bit of leg.
Yeah, it was one of those dubious ones, but the first one was definitely a Bednarak. It was like Pat Jennings. He caught it with one hand, didn't he? It was fantastic. But there we go. Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank. What about him? Yeah.
I like this. It's the other, because you don't often get managers being as honest as he, and he is an honest bloke, Frank.
He is. So apart when it comes, I don't think he's doing it out of dishonesty. I don't know if he's getting duff information by his physios, but he keeps coming on there saying, Dominic Solanke, it's a minor thing. He should be a little bit of a pride. Hopefully see him next week, you know. Then, it's got worse. He's got to have surgery. It's only a minor dead leg, a little bit of light bruising, or the dead leg's got worse. I'd rather he not say anything. Anyway, you shouldn't have started me down that road.
Anyway, he's talking about Vicario, who was wonderful the other night. He was outstanding. He made some great saves. He wasted also a lot of time between each free kick and long kicks. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They don't normally do. They're not normally as honest as that. You know, they won't even admit.
We were so under the cosh. I think we needed to. A little bit of breaking news. The EFL have just issued a statement. They can confirm that they have now received formal notice that Sheffield Wednesday have taken the necessary steps to appoint administrators to both the club and the company that owns Hillsborough. What a terrible
mess it is.
State of affairs. That's not what they say. Obviously, that's me editorialising. They continue while this development results in the automatic deduction of 12 points in accordance with regulations agreed by all clubs. It also presents Sheffield Wednesday with the opportunity to move matters forward, a successful sale and secure future new ownership. We'll have a chat later on to a Wednesday fan and podcaster and see if they're looking upon it as a positive thing. I mean, the way things are going in the league anyway, 12 points or not, it was always going to be very difficult. So there we are, confirmation from the EFL that it's a 12-point deduction for Wednesday, and they try and find a way forward. We wish them well, a great old club, and let's hope they can just get rid of that guy and move on. Andy, I said to the producer, can we have a cup of tea? And you said...
Cup of tea, butter bun, free and free.
And I thought, is that an old Tommy Steele song or something? Cup of tea, butter bum, free and free.
It's a bit like 175.
That's 3 shillings and 3 pence for anybody who's under the age of 50.
It sounds quite cheap, doesn't it? But it probably was about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, it was
that's about a grand
60
now.
years ago.
So who was the bloke who said cup of tea, butter bum, free and free?
I think it was a cafe owner in Finchley.
Right, yeah.
I can't remember exactly. I'd have to ask.
What is it with you and catchphrases off the back of cafe owners?
No idea.
Many years ago, the long-term listeners will recall a place Andy used to go to in Chiswick where he lives. And whatever you bought, it always seemed to come to the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So can I have a cheese and tomato sandwich? Yeah. I'll have a flat white, please. Yeah. And I'll have a fruit salad. And I'll have a buttered bun to go. So
okay, chips, my flat white, 175.
175.
He just made it up. He'd say all the things like that, and then he'd say. And the remarkable thing about him, bringing it back.
It does seem like a Marx Brothers routine, but that's what he used to do. Everything came to 175.
He looks incredibly like the late great Nobby Stiles.
What, the bloke who ran it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to call him Nobby.
Did you really?
Well, because he looked like.
No wonder he charged you 175 all the time for something that cost 150. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still going strong. I mean, honestly, he's amazing, this bloke. He must be older than older than me, but he's still working in he still owns the cafe and works there.
Right. So if you want
I think it's 10.75 now.
Yeah. 10.75. That's it. You go back in there and that happens, that's inflation for you, isn't it?
Now, we've often talked about the royal photographer Arthur Edwards.
Yeah.
He's a man that's been, he's loved by the royal family.
He's photographed them all.
The Queen, King Charles. And he always, he loves the royal family.
Oh yeah, well, I think you'd have to in that line of work, wouldn't you? If you were, anti-royalist, it'd be difficult.
Mario Testino's photographs of the royal family, they're rubbish, but Princess Kate's, they're wonderful.
Yeah,
it's that sort of thing.
Once she takes on her phone in the garden.
He introduced Arthur Edwards to the Pope yesterday.
Who did?
King Charles.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. And it gave me an idea. He should job swap with Prince Andrew. I could see that. Prince Arthur.
Yeah.
And Andy Windsor snapper.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want him taking any photographs.
That's very
anyway, joining us today, Tom Rosenthal
good.
will join us. If there are, those phrases, there are now and again, you'll come out with a phrase like that, and it means something to you, but it means something to nobody else. Like, what was it again? You said
I've got a couple of friends it would mean something to, but
right.
apart from that,
so that's a very select band of people who
maybe
understand.
2 other people,
cup of tea, buttered bun, free and free. That's it. 2 people in the world apart from you. If you've got any of those and you inflict them on other people, give us the backstory. It's Friday. We can bring in games. talksport.com. Text 81089. Tweet to TSH and JO 3717 223344. Andy will have some more of his nonsense by numbers, I think, a little bit later on. His many cuttings. 2 fine knights of the realm. Sir Ian Botham, Sir Bill Beaumont joining us for a bit of a chat. They've got a new podcast. They used to duke it out on A Question of Sport back in the day. Still got strong views on the sports they love, and we'll cover some of that ground. Chat about, Old Boys, New Balls, it's called, the podcast. So we'll chat to them a little bit later on with Autumn Internationals and breakaway leagues and the Ashes just around the corner. We will be talking Sheffield Wednesday. Is that breaking news, the confirmation from the EFL that Wednesday will get a 12-point deduction and go into administration. Jeff Norcott pops in to see us, radio presenter, comedian, author, and AFC Wimbledon fan. I think we're going to discuss Erling Haaland with him and his new YouTube material, where he takes you inside the inner sanctum, shows you what it's like, the life of a very, very top footballer and what they eat and the way they live. And, it was interesting stuff. He loves a tomahawk steak. He's fueled by a tomahawk steak.
He does have sea bass for lunch with egg fried rice. A very strange combo, I thought.
Really? Why is that?
Well, you wouldn't normally have sea bass with egg fried rice, would you?
Sea bass, egg fried rice, tomahawk steak. 175. You'd have a job, wouldn't you?
175.
Yeah. Years ago, Graham Williams, the old Wales and West Brom defender, had a fantastic album, and we used to play bits of it. It was How to Be a Professional Footballer back in the 60s. And he used to say, eat lots of steak, drink lots of milk.
This is this.
And it's back.
Yeah.
This is Erling Haaland.
Visit farm shop on the way to train to pick up steak and milk.
Yeah, that's right. So, Graham, it's all come back, isn't it? It's all come back.
Oh, it's all sickly.
So get in touch, 03717223344, talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J. An historic night for Lincoln Red Imps last night. They beat Lech Poznan. You're interested to know whether they did the Poznan, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
The fans of Red Imps. But yeah, first side from Gibraltar to win a UEFA match.
Brilliant. Well done.
Lee Casciaro is Red Imps striker and I think still serving police officer. So we'll have a chat with him later on. Tom Rosenthal joins us, big Arsenal fan. He's got a gig coming up, compared by our very own Charlie Baker, in aid of a fantastic charity, Bob and Megs Wilson's Willow Foundation, an amazing charity that we're delighted to be associated with, and they've got a big comedy night. He'll tell us more about that, talk a bit of Arsenal. Ian Botham and Bill Beaumont, as we said, joining us. Clips of the week. Stan can't be with us today, but Rob Ernshaw very kindly has agreed to step up. Talk a bit of Forest, stick around for the Falls panel, and we'll give you the games a little bit later on in the show. So busy as always, heading into the weekend's Premier League football. We're here with Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station. afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. 3 in Botham. Bill Beaumont joining us for a chat later on about the new podcast and more. But some interesting results, of course, over the last few days around Europe. One that piqued our interest is we often touch on Gibraltar football. Our old mate Paul Breen Turner often commentates on.
He's moored there.
He keeps us in touch with their international game and Nations League and how the teams are doing. Lincoln Red Imps are one of their top sides, and they won their first game in a group or league stage UEFA match last night against Lech Poznan. You know, a big name in.
Yeah. Big European name.
Big European name. Joining us now, he was on the bench last night, the seasoned Red Imps frontman, Lee Casciaro. Good afternoon, Lee.
Hi, good afternoon, boys.
Wow, what about that then? Fantastic. Congratulations. You've been around the team for a long time, so it must have been a memorable night for everybody.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good game for us. Obviously, playing in Gibraltar in front of our fans and getting a result that we merited, because at the end of the day we did a very good job of the game last night, and it was an amazing result for us.
Yeah, we were watching the highlights, myself and Andy, and the penalty that Poznan were given was ridiculous. I mean, your goalkeeper jumps with the player sort of feigns having some sort of contact, but barely touches him.
Never a penalty in a million years.
And they give a penalty. You must despair.
Yeah, when the ref gave that penalty, we were like really disappointed of because we knew that we were going to get that 3 points. And I don't know, it's a bit of smaller teams, it's easier to get penalties against. I don't know why, but referees are normally favour big teams. But realistically, after the game, we were really annoyed. But like I said, luckily on the 88th minute, Christian scored that header, so it was just an amazing achievement, and it was euphoric for the players and the whole of Gibraltar.
Yeah, great header, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a cracking header, wasn't it? A big looping header over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was amazing, and like I said, it was like everybody was just went crazy, and it's I don't know, it's an achievement for such a small country that we are, but Lincoln has always I don't know.
Always found a way.
Yes, and playing in Gibraltar helps us because at the end of the day we're playing in front of our home crowd, and it's amazing for us to be part of this.
Their fans are known for, if they're winning, turning their back on the play. It's called doing a Poznan, and we've seen City do it.
Celebrating, with their arms linked, and they turn their back.
Did your fans do that? They should have done, really.
Yeah. But like I said, everything was like an amazing achievement. We had the fans pushing us, and it just surreal. It's just an amazement that we managed to get those 3 points. That maybe the first game we lost 5-0, we could have done better, but we knew that playing here at home, it was going to be an amazing achievement because, like I said, it's the home crowd, and playing at home, it's where you excel, and it was probably the best night for Lincoln in many years.
You've been playing for the team. Is this right? 1998 was your first game for Lincoln Red Imps. Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Around that time was when I started playing. I'm 44 already, so I don't know. I just enjoy the moment and carry on playing. And as long as I can help the team to better themselves, I'm not a nuisance, so it's more than enough for me to enjoy what it is. Lincoln has been in my life for so many years, and enjoying that is an achievement in itself.
Yeah. Brilliant. It's are you still a serving police officer, Lee, yeah?
Yeah, I work for the Ministry of Defence in Gibraltar.
Okay. And so are all the boys in the team part-time? Are they at Lincoln?
Not really. Most of them are actually full-time professionals now. Oh, right. Apart from the keeper was a prison warden. The rest actually just play football.
Right. Have you ever had to arrest over the years a Lincoln Red Imps player?
To tell you the truth, I've been a policeman for the past 22 years, and I've arrested one person.
What in its entirety? In the entirety, you've only had to arrest one person in 22 years.
Yeah, because it's more like a military base, so I'm mostly
Right.
It's more security policing than anything else.
Okay, can you tell us what they did, or is it a bit? Is it not? Is it? Well, maybe it's. I don't know if it's.
Well, it's just more security for
Right.
vessels and army in Gibraltar.
Okay, well, that's good news. It's good news to hear that there's no problems. There's very low level crime in Gibraltar. So who's up next for Lincoln? Who's your next game against, Lee?
Well, we have Manchester 62 in for the local league, and in 2 weeks' time, I believe we have. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's another. We play at home again, so I don't know. It's like I said, it's important for us to be playing in Gibraltar.
Now
and
you've got
trying to go through.
And now you've got that first win. You can push on, can't you? I guess, and try and get some more victories in Europe.
See, I think that's a boost for the players, thinking that we're not here just to make numbers. We're here to compete and try and get results. And who knows where it can take us, because with a new setup of the league table, if even with one more win or one win and a draw, it should actually qualify to carry on to the playoff side.
Well, good stuff. Good to talk to you, Lee. Congratulations. Thanks very much.
Thank you for everything.
There we
See
are.
you.
Yeah. Thanks very much. There's Lee Casciaro there. A veteran player, 44 years young, on the bench last night for that historic win for Lincoln.
It's wide open, that conference.
Don't join the Met, Lee, is what I would do.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't come to London.
One arrest in 22.
Incredible, isn't it?
One arrest in 22 years.
Well, there you go.
Must have been weird. I mean, when he went to read him his rights, he probably forgot them, didn't he? Been strange. Anyway, well done to Lincoln Red Imps. They play Rijeka, the Croatian town. Is it Rijeka? Is it? I don't know. I'd find out, Gabby.
Palace result was a bit surprising in that.
Yeah, it was.
Position. I mean, you wouldn't expect them to lose at home. You wouldn't expect them to even lose. Right?
I think Mark Gay has a future as a manager, because they said, what was the difference tonight, Mark? He said, they scored, we didn't. That's
tremendous.
It.
Well
That's
done.
it. And that's at that point as a manager, he'd just get up and walk out the press conference. He couldn't add anything more than that, really. Tom Rosenthal joining us for a chat. Tell us about an upcoming gig for a great cause, and talk a bit of Arsenal for us this afternoon. We are going to talk Sheffield Wednesday later on, using the last half hour confirmation of that 12-point deduction as they go into administration. So that's all to come. Plus Ian Botham and Bill Beaumont joining us a little bit later on. Just to let you know that the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast is available, as Spanish football expert Terry Gibson joins Flex and Sam Ellard to discuss Marcus Rashford's incredible resurgence at Barcelona ahead of El Clasico this weekend. I don't know if you heard any of his interview with, I think, Spanish TV. He did go a bit Steve McLaren / Joey Barton.
Have you heard, talking of that, have you heard David Beckham addressing the, I suppose it must have been Spanish press in Miami, but it was like speaking like that sort of pidgin in English. It was
well,
really odd.
Marcus was giving it, yes, I'm looking forward to the game.
It was like one of those.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's one of those matches. But maybe it just, you kind of sense that's the way.
Yeah, I suppose when you, it's.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to hear more, then the talkSPORT Daily is available on all podcast platforms now.
More bad news for Sheffield Wednesday fans. The club have now filed for administration. They owe £1 million in unpaid taxes. Wednesday are already bottom of the Championship and could face a 12-point deduction. Elsewhere, Alexander Isak's groin injury is not as severe as Arne Slot first thought. The striker is a maybe for Brentford, live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Alex, not too bad. Question mark for the weekend, so let's see where he is then.
Jeremy Frimpong will be out for at least 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, though. Meanwhile, Sandro Tonali's touch and go for Newcastle's game at home to Fulham tomorrow. This week, it was revealed the midfielder agreed a contract extension during his betting ban. Eddie Howe says Tonali came out of that stronger.
I think most importantly, it was how he conducted himself in that ban, and I thought he was brilliant, and that's, of course, led to his brilliant performances since he's come back.
And a major NBA betting scandal could get even bigger. That's according to our US writer Brian T. Smith.
We have no idea where this is going to go, but these hints that this is just the tip of the iceberg, it has to have the NBA in total fear right now.
A top coach and NBA player are among dozens arrested as part of an investigation into illegal betting and rigged card games.
Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. In light of Andy telling us a few yarns at the top of the show, Stu Upperladder in Bournemouth says, my wife and I travelled to Florida on holiday. We took a trip from Orlando to Clearwater to visit the Salvador Dali Gallery. Oh, very bit of culture.
Right. Oh, very nice.
Each toll gate was priced at $1.75. And we used up our loose change at the roadside tax collection point. He's doing a second mention there. As we approached, I count out the metal base currently gambling by $1.75. After the third stop, my wife turned to me and said, why do you keep doing that? I said, oh, Andy Jacobs does it on talkSPORT. She then gave me a 1,000-yard stare and tutted loudly. So there we are, Andy. It's good to know it's happening. It's happening in the States as well. So here's the chance to win talkSPORT's biggest ever cash prize. You could play to win up to £100,000. That's right, £100,000, completely tax-free. Plus you get to visit talkSPORT Towers. There is a downside.
Oh, yeah.
On Thursday the 13th of November. To play for that incredible cash prize, here's how to enter, and good luck.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. Now, a painful few minutes to come for myself and Andy as we have to talk up Arsenal.
Yes.
With our next guest, comedian, actor, writer. It is Tom Rosenthal. Good afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about being introduced as a painful few minutes.
Well, that's not you personally. Just it is for us because we have to be nice. We have to be nice about Arsenal.
Well, they are very good.
Yeah, I know.
We are good, aren't we? It's a very exciting time to be an Arsenal fan. Yeah. Yes, we're a team of absolute monsters, and I'm having a lot of fun because Gabriel is obviously just an absolute monster in the back, and my fiance is also called Gabrielle. Which means I can say his name in the bedroom with impunity.
Is she good at flick-ons?
Oh, she's fantastic at figure.
Yeah, just leave it, Charlie. So, Charlie, sorry, that's something Charlie would say. Leave that Andy, should I say. Talking to Charlie, I say that because he's involved in this forthcoming comedy night. He is the compere for... No, he is known in this building as Charlie Flaker because he'll organise a night out for the team and we'll pin everybody down and then he'll say, I can't make it. That's very much Charlie's thing. So
hopefully all the big Charlie Baker fans, talkSPORT listeners, if you want to come down to the Comedy Store on the 4th of November to raise money for the Willow Foundation, we've got an amazing lineup. We've got 2 people who are nominated for the Edinburgh Award this year. We've got Big Tom Davis headlining it, Phil Wang. It's going to be a wonderful night of comedy, emceed by, Charlie Baker. So if you like Charlie Baker, you'll like it. And if you don't, maybe don't come.
Quite a lot of guests who've been in the studio, including Ian Smith. He's on the bill, isn't he, as well?
Yes, he is. Very talented man. Again, nominated in Edinburgh. It's very, very funny. And also, obviously, it's Bob Wilson's charity. Yeah. So the percentage likelihood of an Arsenal legend being in the audience is also quite high.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Last year, David Seaman was there.
Yeah.
You know?
What is David Seaman? Is he a good bloke to have in the front row laughing? Has he got
a very distinctive laugh?
He has a hearty laugh.
Yeah.
It's quite a deep laugh.
It's nice getting a laugh at any gig, but when you're getting a laugh from the man who's made the best save you've ever seen in the world, it is a nice feeling.
Fantastic.
Talking of Arsenal, I was looking at your Wikipedia, and it's notoriously
I don't like that.
Of course, it's notoriously unreliable, but it says that your given names are Thomas Alan Smith Rosenthal. Is that true?
Yes, my middle name is Alan Smith, yes.
Really? Did your dad do that?
Your dad?
My dad gave me that name, yeah. His best man was called Alan Parry. You guys might know that guy. My mum's maiden name is Smith, and my dad thought it was quite fun that was the Arsenal footballer's name. So I'm named after Alan Smith.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Of course.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is the most boring name ever.
Not if it comes in the middle of Tom and Rosen.
Fantastic Arsenal striker, so it does up my credentials as an Arsenal fan, which again we can talk about more because we are so good.
People should know that Tom's dad is Jim, the famous legendary commentator and presenter. So a smudger himself, as Alan Smith, the man himself, I take it he's aware of this and likes the fact.
Yeah, he is aware of it. Yeah, Dad has told him that, and I think he found it quite baffling.
Scared.
As you would. It's quite weird.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, that's kind of why I'm connected to the Willow Foundation, because of Dad's relationship with Bob. I also want to say I won't actually be performing at the night myself. I'm doing my own show at the Soho Theatre,
right, okay.
Which sort of is for the next 3 weeks. I did my first night last night, and so I'm here on one hand trying to raise money for charity, but also trying to raise money for myself. If you have any interest in that show,
it's interesting, Tom, because people know you from Friday Night Dinner, from your comedy acting, but you are a very, very good stand-up. I remember seeing you in Edinburgh. It was a pretty unique show. It was pretty memorable. So.
Oh goodness!
So
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I try my best, and I do think this is my best show. So if you've ever got anything out of my work, come on down to Soho Theatre, or if you can't, there's a big tour next year. I guarantee 3 minutes of jokes about Jim Rosenthal, if you have any interest in that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We'll be front row. So, is there a kind of a theme? Would you say?
There is. It's actually quite heavily themed. Yes, it's based upon Arctic Monkeys, the band. Are you guys fans?
Of what? Sorry, what band?
Arctic Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah. I like the Arctic Monkeys. I prefer their earlier stuff, as they say.
There you go. That's very much the theme of my show. Because I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
And I think they had 2 very big mainstream hits, and then they were quite creatively authentic and went on a strange journey, and they lost a few fans.
Yeah.
And I've been in 2 quite big mainstream hits, and as a result, I've got a bit of a worry that when people come and see me, they'll find my new authentic creative direction severely underwhelming live. So I try to and I dress like Alex Turner, and I get to listen to all their songs. And yeah, I'm trying to sell tickets to Arctic Monkeys fans and Jim Rosenthal fans, just anyone who come down.
That's on the Venn diagram of Jim Rosenthal and Arctic Monkeys fans. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure, Tom. I think that's very niche you've gone for there. So
to be fair, I think Dad is actually going tonight. So if there are any tickets left for tonight, you could meet Jim Rosenthal.
It's a good
thing. His son do jokes about it.
It'd be great if he was in reception, your dad, and he'd suddenly.
I'm really maxing out the nepo baby tax today.
Definitely.
Jim turns round and he goes, "Well, yeah, thanks very much. Well, and just do it like that. Well, let's head to the stage now." And your main act for this evening, Tom Rosenthal. That'd be good if Jim could do the intros. Anyway, is this the year? The only solace I can take as a Tottenham fan is now everybody's saying you're definitely going to win it. If you do blow up, it'll be even sweeter. Although I'm not expecting it to happen. I've got to be honest, sadly.
I mean, it does feel different. Our squad, I mean, I know it's a traditional sort of football fan thing to say, but you always look at your team and go, oh, if we had 2 or 3 players, we could. And now you look at the Arsenal team and you don't see that. There's like no problem.
Yeah.
There is no flaw in the squad, especially now Martinelli's like back to his old ways. We're just amazing everywhere. And it's more of a matter of like, how are we going to beat this team rather than are we going to beat them? We don't concede shots. It's bizarre to watch. I would say it is quite boring.
Well, we know how you're going to beat them. You're going to keep a clean sheet and score from a set play.
Yeah,
I watched Liverpool Man United, a fantastic game of football. Arsenal, we just destroy the other team to the point that it's not exciting, and then we just win. It's like it's obviously brilliant because I mean I'm a season ticket holder, and I used to live next to the stadium, so I went for like 8 years just watching all the Europa League at home to Lask and PAOK Salonika and scratching through the Unai Emery days. And now I've had a baby and I've moved to Bristol. And so I haven't been to a game this season, and we're going to win the quadruple.
It was you all along. You were the Jonah.
I think it was. But no, I mean, just huge testament to everyone working in the club and the squad building, the signings. It is just marvellous, and it is a real pleasure to be an Arsenal fan. So do give us this. It
is everything. It's as you mentioned, the beasts, and they were a team that used to get bullied, but now they do the bullying. So it's not just squad numbers. It's everything, isn't it? It's the set pieces. It's grinding out results like Fulham when you're not playing particularly well. It's all the ingredients are there.
Yeah. You'd be amazed if you don't.
Yeah, I mean it.
I mean, tactically as well, we are just so flexible. That's why I mean it is very interesting seeing how we break down teams. We're now sort of playing with a left back who kind of plays almost anywhere. Like he's made the squad. Both Miles Lewis-Skelly and Calafiori, like they just almost have like a free roll from left back, and the rest of the side is just so solid that it makes us very unpredictable and difficult to defend against. And then obviously we get the ball back so efficiently, and we just like completely strangle teams. That you don't really see where the problem's going to come unless we just get 5 injuries. But even now we've got 3 quite major injuries, and it's not affecting us. It's bizarre, and the level to which they've achieved it is just very, very impressive. I mean, Arteta, he's a bit of a genius, and I think this Berta guy was the real final piece in the puzzle because his acquisitions, and I think also getting more money in from sales, and we just seem to be a very, very well-run club with a very, very big, scary football team.
Sickening, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I'm really depressed now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, you did say this would happen.
I told you. That's right.
Thank goodness Arteta isn't smug about it, though.
No, it's of course not.
Tremendous.
Of course not. Tom, all the best. Best of luck with the gigs at the Soho
Thank you so much.
Theatre.
Really nice to chat to you guys.
And we'll catch up with you soon. All the best.
Bye-bye.
You can catch Tom on tour next year.
It will be delicious, but if they don't win, it'll be so funny.
Well, my mate Bill Burrows, City fanzine editor of yours, says, get more Gooners on. City are going to take the title. Excuse me.
Not if Haaland gets injured, they won't.
No, not on those Tomahawks.
Not a one-man team or anything. Brilliant. Yeah, go on. I think Arsenal definitely.
With games to go, Bill is very, very confident City are going to win it, he says. So that Willow Foundation night, comedy evening, emceed by our own Charlie Baker, Tom Davis, Phil Wang, Ian Smith, Sunil Patel, Ed Knight. Great lineup of comedians. Tuesday the 4th of November at 7:30. Let's get the venue. Where's the venue gone? He did say, didn't he? Comedy Store. That was
there you go.
Fantastic. So go along and check it out and say hello to Charlie and shout things like "Eat it" and go get it.
Yeah.
It's Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs.
Don't say
here.
waste of half an hour.
Yeah, and Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. 2 of the greats, 3 in Botham. Bill Beaumont joining us for a chat in a few moments' time to talk about their new podcast. We're here, of course, with our good friends at Tool Station. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Tool Station. Hawksbee, Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT, where we have a new podcast, new sporting podcast. It's called Old Boys, New Balls. And the presenters are two sporting knights and great old friends. It is Sir Ian Botham and Sir Bill Beaumont, and they join us now. Good afternoon, guys.
Hi. Afternoon, guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good, thank you. So
it's Lord Botham.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's Lord Botham. That's absolutely true.
Sorry, sorry about that, Beefy. I suppose
I'm over it. Don't worry, I'm over it.
Yeah, good. That's good news.
Does it get you a good table in restaurants? Does it make a difference?
No, not really. No. It might be a hindrance. I don't know, but no. Yeah.
So, you were approached to do this, Beefy, and it was you kind of felt Bill was the man to do it with, to get back together and tell a few old stories and look at the state of play in sport these days.
Yeah, well, we've been thinking about it for quite a while, in honesty. But you need to have the right partnership, I think is the word. And Bill and I had 8 years playing against each other. Incidentally, in those 8 years, he won 7. I only won 1.
Yeah,
but it's cheating.
That was a steward's inquiry.
But so no, I thought, well, get William, drag him out, and that's been good. It's nice to do it. I'm enjoying it. I go off to Australia this weekend, Sunday, and we'll do it from 12,000 miles away.
Your old mate Ian Chappell meet you at the airport?
Who?
Do you like the freedom that podcasts give you as opposed to maybe TV, which is more restricted?
Yeah, that is, but radio's not.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's right. We get away with murder. Bill, I was reading that your first meeting with Ian was quite interesting, wasn't it? He kind of gate crashed the lounge somewhere, and you had a conversation when it all got out of hand.
Well, not really. That we were in control. That it was a pretty rare thing. England had won a Grand Slam the first time in 23 years, and we're in a hotel. I think they used to call it the North British in those days. For a post-match reception. Beefy turned up in the bar with his father-in-law, Jerry. And all the lads, I think you'd just come back from India where you wanted another series or something, Beef. And so all the lads, he came in and said, do you want a beer? I said, yeah, have a beer. He said, do you want another one? He had another one. Then this Scottish rugby official came up and said, this is a private function, sir. And he said, you haven't been invited. And he went away. We just said, oh, forget it, just carry on drinking. Anyway, he came back a few minutes later. He said, I've told you once. He said, it's a private function and you're drinking our booze. Beefy said, well, if it's your booze, you better have it back. And it literally tipped a pint over the bloke's head. And that was the start of a beautiful relationship we've had. Started in 1980, all those years ago.
Fantastic. And you, of course, had many great years, Ian, on A Question of Sport, where you used to sort of duke it out. The show kind of morphed quite a lot over the years. It became sort of different things, didn't it?
Well, it's been destroyed, hasn't it, now? It's finished. It was, to be actually right, and Bill will back me up on this, we had people coming onto the show who were delighted. They wanted to be there. They thought it was actually a real pillar, a feather in their cap. And nowadays, well, the last bit I saw was, well, it wasn't A Question of Sport.
Yeah, no, I think losing Sue Barker was a big blow. And Tuffers and Matt Dawson were kind of your natural one cricket, one rugby. It was a sort of natural follow-on, but what they
were good.
They were very good. They were really good. Very good indeed. Really good. With Sally Gunnell telling the story to David Coleman that they used to do the European athletic sort of Grand Prix on a Sunday, and they'd all been flying back on a Sunday night from an event. And she came up to him and said, look, is there any chance I can ever get on Question of Sport? He said, you'll have to win something first. and when she won a gold medal in Barcelona, apparently the first word she said to him in the interview, can I come on Question of Sport now?
Yeah, it was an absolutely huge show, massive audience. Yeah. So, Beefy, you're off to Oz, and I know that in the build-up to it, you did have some concerns, Ashes-wise, that we could be a little bit undercooked, not enough preparation time.
Yeah, I still think that totally, 100%. I think they've just finished in New Zealand, and they played 3 one-dayers. The result in one, and the other 2 are washed out, because no one plays cricket in New Zealand at this time of the year. They haven't even started their own domestic competition. I think it's either this weekend or the weekend after. So, no, I don't see how that helps anybody for the Ashes. 3 one-dayers, which 2 washed out. But they say they're going to have a game against the England A in Perth. Well, that's matey cricket, which is not, you don't get that when you go out on that pitch at the Optus Stadium in Perth for that first test on the 21st of November. There'll be no matey stuff. So I'm just a bit wary of the fact that I think the bowlers are undercooked. They don't bowl enough in England. We have keyboard warriors who, you've bowled 15 overs, you have to have a rest now. You can't do it. It's completely nuts and nonsense. And, you imagine going up to Dennis Lilly and saying, you've had your 12 overs, you can go and have a rest now. You're not playing next week. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
And also the other problem is Australia got the one-day series against India. They're playing Shield cricket, so they're playing a lot of cricket. If he's right, England go there with like a 3-day game against their mates. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is a concern. Bill, it's interesting times in the world of rugby as well. We've got Autumn Internationals getting underway next week.
England, Australia also next week.
Yeah, that's right. And we got R360 bubbling on in the background. And Ian's, cricket over the years has had many a breakaway or suggested breakaway. What do you make of this? Mike Tyndall's sort of brainchild?
Well, I think it's been muted for a while. I think even going back before the game went pro, there were people flogging a similar concept. I think one of the issues is that most players are contracted internationally to their unions or federations, and so their playing program is controlled by them. England and France and Japan, where the players are employed by the clubs. England have a deal with the RFU as well. So I think it's not many players who actually don't want to play in World Cup, although we've just seen it this week with Jack Willis from Saracens, who decided that to go and play in France rather than try and get in the England team, establish himself in the England team and play the World Cup, which I find a bit disappointing. But I think I find the concept difficult to understand when you've got basically 15 individuals form a team, and they'll go and play for Los Angeles, and then another team will play for Edinburgh, another team will play for Cape Town. So I haven't really seen a lot of the detail, but I think they've got off to a tough start.
Yeah, absolutely.
You agree with that thing about not selecting players in France? I don't quite understand that, because it's a very high standard of rugby. French players do all right in the Six Nations. I don't see why it should automatically rule you out.
Well, I think it protects the domestic league, because I think if you look at every one of the Premiership clubs are hemorrhaging money. Nobody's making any real money out of it, and that's driven by players' salaries. And I think if you just look at it from an England point of view, if you lost your best 15 players to play in France, then that makes the domestic competition that much poorer. And actually supporters want to go and see the England superstars playing every Saturday for their clubs.
Absolutely.
So I am in agreement of that if you decide to go away and play abroad, then all right, you might get better pay, but don't expect to get picked for England.
But can I just interject there? Because I go back to Kerry Packer
and
what he did. And he actually saved the game of cricket, and players got paid properly, and they were allowed, they could play. They couldn't do anything about it. The powers to be of all those countries said, "Oh no, you're not allowed to do that." Kerry Packer was a bit brighter and a bit smarter, and he had it already in place. And that has changed the game of cricket to a much higher standard.
Yeah.
And when Packer took out all those players from the world sides, people wanted to go back and watch it, and people wanted to see it. So I don't know. I'm very open-minded on it.
Yeah.
So did you just missed out on that though, didn't you, Beef? Didn't you? When you just started when he started?
Well, I just had 1981, so I didn't really feel like going anywhere after that. So,
just get your feet up for a bit, mate, after that.
Yeah.
It's a shame T20 wasn't around when you were playing, Beefy. That would have been fun. But you're going to have guests on the podcast. You'll look at all the big stories of the day. some old war stories, as we say, from your time together. And Piers Morgan is your first guest, we understand.
Yeah, we did a prototype, two of us, to sort of explain what was going to happen. And then we had Piers was very keen to come on, and we were delighted that he accepted the invitation, and it was really enjoyable. And we never know. We're trying to wait and see if we get around at Turnberry because of his friendship with Mr. Trump. Excellent. We've got to use his contacts. Yeah.
Finally, give us your Ashes prediction, Beefy. How do you see it?
I think it's going to be very tight. I think the sides that stay fitter, in other words, Pat Cummins is out of the side, they're saying now, for the first test, but I'm hearing it could be a lot longer than that. Ben Stokes has got to play all of the tests. He's the captain and is the man that keeps that side going. And we need our strike bowlers, and this is my worrying concern of Mark Wood, Jofra Archer. Their track record isn't great when it comes to going into a 5-match series. We can't afford to lose them in the first or second test.
Lovely to talk to you both. Safe journey to Aussie, and thank you, Bill. Enjoy the Autumn Internationals, and best of luck with the podcast.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Bye. There's Lord Botham, and Sir Bill Beaumont, and the podcast is called Old Boys, New Balls, and the first episode with Piers Morgan is out now. Piers makes a little cameo performance in the Clips of the Week today at 3:30, so listen out for that. Still to come, Robert Ernshaw joins us. He's in for Stan today to look at some of the big stories, talk a bit of Forest. He played out in the MLS, and Lionel Messi has extended his contract out there. Jeff Norcott, comedian and AFC Wimbledon fan, popping in too. Jeff Norcott popping in to see us very shortly for a bit of a chat, talk about his new show and more. But first, Tom Clayton has the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van Range, helping business owners to work better and live better. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon. Sheffield Wednesday have officially been put into administration. Begbie's trainer, who also worked with Wigan Athletic when they had issues, have been appointed to run the club in the interim. Alex Crook says taking everything out of the hands of the current owner might be a positive.
I do think this could be short-term pain for long-term gain, forcing the hand of Delphont Chansiri. What kind of an egomaniac, by the way, do you have to be to have your own name emblazoned on the stand at Hillsborough when you look at what damage that guy has done to the football club?
They'll receive a 12-point deduction, putting them on -6 in the Championship. Pictures from the stadium today show the Chansiri name already being removed from the North Stand. See those on talksport.com. Elsewhere, Vitor Pereira has been fined £15,000 by the FA for misconduct during Wolves' game with Brighton earlier this month. A statement says he's admitted the charge of improper conduct. Now, Arne Slot has issued a positive update on Alexander Isak and Ryan Gravenberch.
Alex, not too bad. Question mark for the weekend, and so let's see where he is then. And that's the same to be said about Ryan.
But Jeremy Frimpong and Alisson are unlikely to feature against Brentford tomorrow night. Hear that on talkSPORT exclusively from 8 o'clock. Also, positive news for Newcastle as Eddie Howe says Johan Wissa could return in the next couple of weeks. Sandro Tonali's also touch and go. Meanwhile, Enzo Maresca's also confirmed Liam Delap could return for Chelsea next week. And Brighton's Sophie Baggerly has been called up to the Lionesses as Hannah Hampton's withdrawn from the squad with injury. Get all the latest on talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
A man's being sentenced after murdering 2 men and dumping their remains in a suitcase. And Ukraine's president has enjoyed a ceremonial welcome at Windsor Castle. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. This winter, treat yourself to the Bridgestone Turanza All-Season 6 tyres with a 20,000 tyre mileage guarantee. Book today at quickfit.com. Conditions apply.
Cloudy in the northwest with heavy rain, which will be persistent at times. Elsewhere, a mix of sunny spells and scattered showers, feeling chilly.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee, Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. We're going to talk a little bit more about Sheffield Wednesday and why kind of today's a good day, really. It might not seem it when you've had 12 points deducted, but Dan Fudge will join us, Wednesday week podcaster. Robert Ernshaw joins us as well. We're going to reflect on Forest last night as he's seen the green shoots. And we'll look ahead of the weekend's game. Talk a bit of Lionel Messi, who's sticking around in Miami. And we'll have a Falls panel. The games are Leeds West Ham live on talkSPORT tonight. Brentford Liverpool live on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. And the game will bring you updates on Sunday. Villa against Man City. 03717 223344. We just need you to predict the scores of those games. Leeds West Ham, Brentford Liverpool, Aston Villa Man City. 03717 223344. Call us now, we'll call you back. We're joined in the studio now by a comedian and host on our sister station Times Radio, Jeff Norcott. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not normally in the building this early.
No, that's right.
What are you going to do the rest of the day?
You're just going to hang about. You're not going to go up the pub. It'd be quite a lively show at 7 o'clock tonight on Times Radio.
Yeah, no, tune in for that. Well, the price of sandwiches and food, normally you just say I'll sit and have tea somewhere, but I don't know if there's a budget pub somewhere nearby. I'll just sit there and get quietly smashed. But
go to Borough Market.
Oh my God, mate! No,
imagine you'd spend all your show fee on cheese and meats and stuff.
Do you know what? On my podcast, one of the things I've been talking about, I think I've hit that age where the price of things just infuriates me.
Yeah.
The other day, it was like £9 for a smoothie somewhere, and I thought this is why I don't eat healthy food.
Yeah,
it's penalised. So yeah, I suppose it's an age thing. I'm 48 now, and you just tune into these things because I suppose the truth of it is even if inflation wasn't what it is, everything does get more expensive.
Yeah.
So the older you get, you suddenly think, oh, that's why my dad was so angry all the time.
People have been to Borough Market. It was not far from our studios here, and if they've come down to London for the day or they live in London, they go there. There's a lot of pubs around Borough Market, and I think people go in the pubs and have a good time in some of the pubs there, and then they come out and then they go around the stalls, all the love, and they suddenly think spending £26 on a roll of cheese doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Well, if they've ever
pints in,
if they've ever wanted to try a langoustine, then they're laughing.
That's one where they queue for about 300 yards for a strawberry dipped in chocolate. I don't get
Oh, yeah,
it.
there's a lot of Instagrammy stuff going on in there.
Yeah,
TikTok-y stuff.
Yeah, it's a once a year thing. You wouldn't get your working lunch there.
No. Anyway, it's very good if you're coming along. Basic Bloke 2. There's no bloke without fire.
Yes.
Is your new tour show.
A sequel, whatever that could be.
Well, you see, I thought it was a really funny, clever idea to call, because stand-ups waste a lot of time trying to think of funny titles. And I thought, well, I enjoyed doing Basic Bloke. Why don't I just stick a 2 in the end, right?
Yeah.
And I called it There's No Bloke Without Fire. And every night I say that to the audience, and they just stare back at me. Really, no one likes the title. And then my wife also pointed out to me, she said, well, the thing is with sequels is they're never as good. I was like, yep, that's also a fair point. So it's a disastrous title in some ways, but it's the best, like the most fun I've had doing a show.
Yeah.
And there is something in the air at the moment with people being a bit skint, and with the news being what it is, like the desire to laugh. I haven't known it like this before. The reaction from punters has been amazing, really. And just talking about, the standard experience of being a bloke, just articulating the fact that we useless at making and keeping friends as we get older, the radical act of talking about those things. I was saying to my wife the other day, I don't think I've signed a new friend since the January 2007 transfer window. I mean, I bring in the odd weird school dad on a Bosman, or a 6-month loan. But essentially, women will make and retain friends well into later life. She's always picking up new friends. But yeah, it's something we need to improve at, I think.
Yeah, I think it's that thing of, sadly, I don't see enough of the friends I've already got. So that is often a problem. Men sometimes feel they haven't got room for new friends because they're really...
Not recruiting.
So you're not recruiting at the moment. Yeah, that's very true.
Well, that's what I say. I say, babe, the squad is the squad, but we do need... I mean, look, I'm not the kind of comic that'll do a show with a big old theme, but there are little things that I'm trying to tease over the line. It's just that talking to each other about and remembering details about each other's lives.
Yeah.
My mate Steve rang me up recently and he said it was his 50th and he invited me to it. And I said, brilliant, of course I'll come. And he said, it's in Wakefield. And I said, why is it in Wakefield? He said, because that's where I've lived for 7 years. And I was like, well, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are the kids? He said, I don't have kids, Jeff. I'm like, all right, this conversation, this hasn't gone well. But I'm just trying to tease at these things. Like, how could it be? I'm not a utopian person, but just could it be a bit better between blokes? Could we? I've got an idea that maybe when we meet up for a beer or something, it's just first 30 seconds, headlines about get it out of the way. Breaking news or like an update, like on the dramas where they say previously on Jeff's life, his libido isn't what it was.
Coming up,
coming up. He feels less important in the house than the dog, and then you just get it all out there. Because I do think, like on a serious point, it just your mates knowing roughly what's going on in your life is probably preferable.
The thing we always get stick for, if you find is you'll go out with your mates, and my wife will say, I've got a mate called Steve. Talk to Steve tonight about that evening that's coming up. We're all going out. Yeah, fine. And I come back and say, well, what did Steve say about that? I said, oh, it didn't come up. We were with him for 4 hours. Yeah, but we were talking about other stuff.
Spurs.
Yeah, probably Spurs.
Well, that's the thing is, I agree. I mainly, when I meet up with friends, I want an activity. I don't want to be facing them. That's the last thing I want. I don't want any eye contact. I want a distraction. But I just
no substance in the conversation.
No, but I just think
you should have. But we
the headlines. Let's just deal in the headlines, because what you don't want is your mate to be on his third marriage when you didn't really know what happened to the second one. Like it's just keeping up with the basics, and then it helps when their life takes a turn or when your wife asks you a question.
No, that is a very good point.
I love this bit in the blurb though, because I definitely do this, but it's become something you're not supposed to do, and that's judging people.
You're so judgy. You're the world's judgiest man. You have been.
I have a game where I just basically sort of judge people walking towards me.
His thing is
terrible. Really,
he'll take against people. It could be in this place or work here, and he'll say, I'm never wrong about people. And then I say to every producer we've ever had, he's always wrong about people. I said, you watch, they'll be going to his house for dinner in about 3 months. Sure enough, they do. They'll become big mates. I'm never wrong. Always wrong about people.
I think it's human nature. We've gone through a very touchy-feely period where people would say things like, you should never judge people. Like, yes, you should. Okay? Yeah. You should just be honest about it. One of the great things about being in a stable relationship is it's the shared joy of judging people together.
Yeah.
That's great fun.
Hating the same people for the same reason can keep a marriage going. Let's be honest. Like watching a TV show, I go, I can't stand that presenter. presenter. Neither can I, babe. I'm so glad we can still share this. and I just rattle off a list, really. I mean, like, fussy eaters is one. Adult fussy eaters.
Yeah.
Genuinely, do you think there was a single fussy eater before, like, in the hunter-gatherer days?
I doubt it.
Definitely. No one would have been going, I don't like nuts and berries.
Yeah.
It's the texture. You go, that is literally all there is. That's literally all there is.
That's it.
It's brilliant.
That's it. The tour starts. Well, it's underway, isn't it?
You're about halfway through the first leg. I'm in Reading Saturday. We got dates coming up in Monmouth, Redditch as well. There's a Crawley date. We've got a third London date on sale. That's nearly sold out. And then I've added some in 2026 as well. I mean, basically, if you go on Live Nation, because of the amount of dates I do, geographically, at some point, I'm going to be within 10 to 15 miles of where you live, whether it's Derby. I mean, I like getting about. I'm like an old-fashioned comic. You get comics now where they'll just do 20 nights at the Soho, whatever, right? Yeah. I love gigging in London. But for me, it was always about get out there, get up north-east. I'm doing a gig in Alnwick.
Alnwick, I saw that.
I don't even know where that is.
Go and have a look at the castle.
Very
Lovely.
nice.
Very nice part.
Yeah,
well, I'm there in a couple of weeks, so I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. So go and check out all the details and see Jeff on tour. Basic Bloke 2, There's No Bloke Without Fire. Jeff's on tonight from 7 on Times Radio. It's a very good show, so I enjoy listening to the show. It's content-packed. You put a lot of work in.
Yeah, and we have a bit in it called Man Friday where we talk about male-related issues, and then it often descends into immaturity and silly gags, but we attempt to take it on, and we have a bit at the beginning of the show where we do sort of like a topical comedy bit, like halfway between a news bit and a panel show type thing. So people seem to like that as well.
And an old friend of this show, Johnny Jackson, is managing your club, AFC Wimbledon.
Super Johnny.
It's going rather well at the moment.
The thing was with Johnny was there was a few years where some fans just weren't sure, but they were the believers, and I'm proud to say I was one of the believers. And now look at us in League One. They said we were going to finish 24th, and we are currently 4th, and our wage bill is one of the lowest wage bills in League One. And this is a proper Wimbledon team. Like, they're physical and they've got an up and at 'em spirit. You get the set. Look, I'd love to hear that they've been out till 3 a.m. the previous night as well. That was how Wimbledon Football Club. Wimbledon fans above playing, like your Spurs fans and your West Ham, it's all about the way you play. Whereas us, it's kind of team spirit. That's what we want to see more than anything. And this team, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this team. I'm going to see them as well because I'm on the road. You're looking for dates that overlap. But I'm going to see them in a couple of weeks because I've had a gig move, so that's very exciting.
You could probably do a bit of scouting for Johnny, couldn't you? Probably taking in gigs where the opposition are playing down the road.
I could go to see Alnwick Rovers, and I have no idea whether that's
you don't
a
want to
thing.
be playing them for a while. Good stuff. Jeff, lovely to see you. All the best.
Cheers, gents. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Paul.
It's Jeff Norcott, Basic Bloke 2, There's No Bloke Without Fire, on tour. And you say Live Nation, best place for tickets?
Live Nation, all the tickets are there.
Yeah, and you can check them out tonight on Times Radio, sister station, from 7. Best thing is to download the app. You can flick between all of our stations that way. It's Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. And Dan Fudge is going to join us from the Wednesday Week podcast. A red letter day for Sheffield Wednesday. 12 points down, but the witch is dead by the sound of it. We'll have a chat with Dan about that in a few moments' time. We're here with Tool Station. Stay switched on with lighting and electrical essentials. Next stop, Tool Station. Paul Hawksbee, Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. Robert Ernshaw joining us for a chat, talking a bit of Forest and more, and sticking around for the Falls panel. But the big story in football today is Sheffield Wednesday being placed into administration. They've been hit with an automatic 12-point deduction, puts them on -6 points. But it's kind of a good day, really, overall, in the long run for the club. It's hard to say that, but Dan Fudge, he is host of the EFL Fan Network on talkSPORT and the Wednesday Week podcast. Hiya, Dan. He's popped into the studios here. Hello, Dan.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here, Paul. It was only about 6 hours. I was here talking to Mr. Ross in the middle of the night.
Well, this story, we knew it. We got wind of it earlier on, and here we are. It's been confirmed by the EFL. Mm-hmm. They're already, Saddam's statue is being dragged down. They're already taking Chansiri's name off of the stand at Hillsborough. He's no longer involved in the club. It's in the hand of the administrators. And although you've lost those 12 points, that kind of is good news. It allows the club to move on, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. We lost a serious amount of players back at the end of the season, because if players aren't getting paid, they can essentially hand their notice in, as it were. So they kind of they left. We lost half a squad of decent championship level players, and now we've got a few of those left. So it was always going to be a tough ask to stay in the Championship this season. So I think the fans were already resigned to League One football anyway. And let's be honest, we had a good time in League One. It'd be nice to have something to cheer about again. Albeit I don't fancy another 4-0 drubbing in the first leg of a playoff final. You know what I mean? But yeah, we went up. We got to a decent place. But because the fans were already ready for that, we were already mentally prepared. This seems like good news, even though the bitter sting of it, the worst bit about it is that local suppliers are going to get things like 25 pence in a pound and things such as that. Yeah. But I think what we're perceiving it as is that there's light at the end of the tunnel, which can only be good news to some extent, if that makes sense. And
you just hope that the administrators, well, I'm sure they will be a lot easier to deal with, because it's their job to effectively find a buyer. But we've spoken to John McClure from Reverend and the Makers, and John was involved in a consortium, had conversations with Chansiri and his people, and just couldn't get anywhere. Just couldn't really get any answers. But, it's changed now, isn't it? We've got people whose job it is to basically find a new owner for the club, and whether John's guys get involved or not, there are some interested parties, we're told.
Yeah, there's been a number of interested parties right back since the beginning of this year, and over the last few years. But Chansiri has been notoriously difficult to deal with. For example, there was one consortium from Florida that put some money together, and they offered £40 million, £50 million, and then he'll meet them at the table, and then 2 days later, a week later, it's gone up to £100 million, and it's becoming. It became a circus, and there was an element of spite behind it. You know what I mean? There was an element of no one's going to tell me what to do. I'd rather sell this ground to a supermarket and make some money that way, and things like that. And then there was, there's been a whole litany of mismanagement that's gone off. And one of the big questions that came out when this administration was announced this morning was what happens to the ground. Because, I don't know if you guys remember, about 4 or 5 years ago, we sold it to ourselves at a highly inflated price. We got caught cheating and ended up getting relegated, essentially. What's happened is, as well, though, to reassure any Sheffield Wednesday fans listening, that the company that owns the stadium, as it were, is called Sheffield 3. That is also part of this administration process. They've also gone into admin. So anybody going forward to buy the club will take the ground as well, because obviously that's obviously a question that people are going to be asking.
Of course, yeah.
We hear a lot about the regulator and it's coming in. Would he have made a difference? Or would they have made a difference in this?
There's part of me that's a little bit, relieved that it didn't go to the regulator, because we saw all the interviews that were going out last week, and they were a little bit toothless. Work with, work alongside. What we want is somebody coming in with pitchforks and talks, going, right, get out, see you later. You can chuck your golden elephants in the Don, and you can go in after them. You know what I mean? But now we've gone into this more aggressive stance, this more aggressive nature, and we know what admin can bring in terms of going forward. This is a well-proven track, as opposed to this unproven, potentially drawn-out process that the IFL would have brought in.
Now, they've had to support a boycott, but obviously it'll be in the interests of fans to get behind the team, and I think that will be the case now, and it will start hopefully to see the crowd's coming back to Hillsborough.
Do you know what? I can't wait. There was this wonderful video. One of the first protests that took place was tennis balls onto the pitch, and that was Middlesbrough 2 years ago. And then we played Middlesbrough on Wednesday night, and it was just this empty, desolate. And all of a sudden, those blue seats that I know really well seemed dead cold. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And the stark difference. It was a Middlesbrough fan that took the video from the away end, and it'd be nice to get people back into the ground. And today, we've been on this No Pound in the Ground initiative that's been put forward by the Supporters Trust. That I bet they're happy that something's gone off. I think I spoke here last week about their missuses not being very happy with the amount of time they're spending on these on Sheffield Wednesday and its off-field issues. But we've had a load of photos today of people back in the shop spending money, in order to try and make sure that these people who work, the non-playing staff, are getting paid and things like that. We're having people buying 4 or 5 football jerseys at a time and things such as that, which is, I've had my eye on this top for about 6 months, so I can't wait to get up there if I'm on.
Brilliant. So whoever comes in and knows, with -6 points, barring a miracle, they're going to be taking on a League One club, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
But with great potential, with a massive fan base and a big stadium and lots of opportunities, hopefully.
Absolutely. There's going to be a few people coming to kick the tyres. Of course there are. Something like this and something with a fan base such as ours can bring what you'd call a vulture and things such as that. But I feel like the administrators, that's what they're for. They're there to separate the... I was going to say a rude word there, but separate the bits from the other bits. Yeah. And I feel like, we have to trust them, right, to find the right person. I'm excited to see what the future's going to bring. We're mentally ready for League One football. All we can do now is support the guys on the field, because Henrik Pedersen has taken on an impossible task this season. Why he even signed those documents to become our head coach was... beggars belief. But the players aren't under any scrutiny, and we are absolutely threadbare on the pitch right now as well. We keep getting bringing through these young players, and a surgery on Lee Casciaro, who came in and was in part of that win against Leeds in the Carling Cup in old money. In the League Cup. Yeah. And then we had Ernie Weaver that was looking like he was going to have an elongated period in the first team. He's gone under the knife. And then George Brown, who scored a couple of goals, 19 years old, scored against Portsmouth. He's gone he's suffering with an injury as well. So we are threadbare right now, and there's no pressure on these players on the pitch. So we may go down with a whimper, but I tell you what, we're going to have a good time doing it.
Yeah, well, let's hope it is a turning point.
Better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be key. Dan, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. That's Dan Fudge there from the FL Fan Network on talkSPORT and the Wednesday Week podcast. You got a new podcast coming out to talk about this, I think.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be going online tonight talking about this, and I'm going to be. You're going to get used to seeing me, everybody. So I'm going to be everywhere.
Good luck, all the best. Cheers.
Thank you.
Robbie Earnshaw joins us for a chat shortly. Forest got a fine win last night in Europe against Porto. We'll see what he made of that. Tap into his experience of the MLS as Messi signs up for a little bit longer. And we'll have a Falls panel. These are the games: Leeds, West Ham, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa City. We'd like you to predict the scores. 03717 22 3344. 03717 22 3344. Call us now. We'll call you back and chat to you in about 15 minutes' time. We'll just need you for 10 minutes. That's all to come.
More bad news for Sheffield Wednesday fans. The club have now filed for administration. They owe £1 million in unpaid taxes. Wednesday are already bottom of the Championship and could face a 12-point deduction. Elsewhere, Alexander Isak's groin injury is not as severe as Arne Slot first thought. The striker is a maybe for Brentford, live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Alex, not too bad. Question mark for the weekend, so let's see where he is then.
Jeremy Frimpong will be out for at least 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, though. Meanwhile, Sandro Tonali's touch and go for Newcastle's game at home to Fulham tomorrow. This week, it was revealed the midfielder agreed a contract extension during his betting ban. Eddie Howe says Tonali came out of that stronger.
I think most importantly, it was how he conducted himself in that ban, and I thought he was brilliant, and that's of course led to his brilliant performances since he's come back.
And a major NBA betting scandal could get even bigger. That's according to our US writer Brian T. Smith.
We have no idea where this is going to go, but these hints that this is just a tip of the iceberg, it has to have the NBA in total fear right now.
A top coach and NBA player are among dozens arrested as part of an investigation into illegal betting and rigged card games.
Started phase 3 of this remarkable Trentside soap opera. Gibbs White takes a step back, runs up, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way, and Nottingham Forest lead.
That's a great ball over the top. Could be a chance here for Guy Eagles. In on goal, and they have scored, and it's the club hero, Matt Dale.
An opportunity here for Larnaca, and it's lashed into the roof of the net by a Chich with a bolt from the blue.
Dean Henderson stood no chance, and everyone's gone silent.
Mendes seems to have had to wait an eternity here, and he's put it over the top.
And Nketiah, 4 yards out, went for the half volley kick for there.
There it is, a famous night for Go Ahead Eagles. Go Ahead Eagles 2, Aston Villa 1.
One of the most famous victories in the history of Cypriot football. Crystal Palace 0. Ike Larnaca 1.
Gibbs White from the spot in the first half. Jesus from the spot in the second. And Nottingham Forest lead by 2 goals to 0. Sean Dyche masterminding Nottingham Forest's first win in 11 games.
Yes, that's how it all unfolded in Europe on talkSPORT. And of course, Emi Buendia finished like Lionel Messi last week and then poofed one over the bar.
Oh, yeah, typical.
Yeah, thanks. Football's great, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
Anyway, let's hear from Sean Dyche before we chat to Robert Ernshaw. You can tell just how much he's enjoying being back, not just in football, but back at a club where it all began for him. This is what he said after the game.
Do you know what's brilliant? It's rare. Someone just mentioned the way I just stood and looked around, and I said, well, I waited a long time for that moment. You know, I thought as a young person here in 87, when I came here at 16, all I wanted to do was wear the shirt. Didn't come my way. Probably it wasn't good enough at that time. And then to come back as manager is super pleasing, and stand there and just absorb it. I just thought, be careful in football. You know, I've learned in life, sometimes you've got to slow your thinking down and take it in, because there's so many big moments in my life have been so nerve-wracking. They just go and suddenly they're finished. So I just looked around and thought, right, go on then, take that in and put it in the memory, that's for sure.
Even by Sean's standards, the voice is very gruff. He did admit he's not used to shouting.
Yeah, no, he's going to take his time.
But he also said the Brazilian lads can't understand the voice. They were saying, well, what's going on? Is he doing it on purpose?
It's not that far from Ange, though, is it? I mean, Ange was pretty good.
It's a bit Ange, is a bit, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a chat now with former Forest striker Robert Ernshaw. Hi, Rob.
Good afternoon, chaps. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm sure you're a lot happier after last night. I think we could see those subtle tweaks already, even with a couple of training sessions.
Well, yeah. Obviously, number one was, okay, what is this going to look like? And of course, we know how Sean Dyche teams play. He loves, of course, a defensive structure and, of course, long ball. But there was a lot more football played, I thought, also. You're not going to kind of rip up a team and think, no, we're only going to do this and we're only going to go long and this is how I want it, especially in a couple of days. So result, great. And a little bit lucky, I must say. Yeah. A little bit lucky because 2 penalties, both of them I thought were penalties. But the key was they came both at the right time. Because sometimes it's momentum and you kind of feeling your way through a game, but then all of a sudden, bang, an advantage goes in like a goal. Confidence on one side, Forest, and almost a big knock. And I thought the first goal especially really rocked Porto. This is a Porto team, top of the league, unbeaten, only drawn 1 game, haven't been behind. So this is a very, very good Porto team, and they were just rocked. I think they felt that they were going to come easily and win, and that wasn't the case. So, I mean, great win.
It was so much more like Forest last season, who were such a good team last season. And Morgan Gibbs-White, it was sometimes what players say says everything.
Well, he said, I can breathe now, didn't he? I mean, I wonder if that was just the fact that they've been going through such a bad run and losing every game, and he just
feels a bit of that, but also
he feels like he can relax a bit more. He didn't really expand on that, so I suppose we're all taking different things from what he said, but he had looked a player just off it, not scoring the goals, not having the impact, but he looked a bit more like his old self last night.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll translate a little bit. I feel like he was under pressure. And I've realized, and I've been in his situation as a player.
Yeah.
And sometimes you've got to realize that when there's a bit of pressure and sometimes you feel like you can't breathe, that's a good thing. Because, for example, he was kind of linked over the last 6 to 8 months or so going to Manchester City. Do you think Pep Guardiola would have let him breathe? Yeah. Do you think Pep Guardiola would have let him off the hook if he didn't make the right pass and the right press? I mean, sometimes you've got to realize that when a manager like Ange maybe was pressuring him and saying, we need more from you, sometimes that's a really good thing. And I've realized as I've got older that you've got to not shy away from that. You've got to take that and almost see it as a big challenge and something to go towards, not shy away from. But I've got to give it to him. He scored the first goal, and he's a very, very good player. I really do like. He does bring energy to the team, and he does feed into the team. And what he does,
Semenyo up front, and it's not
If they get anything from the game.
Yeah, I think it would be a very good point if they can bring anything back from Bournemouth.
Well, I think a lot of people got to apologise to Bournemouth. I think they are 3rd in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a team overachieving and proving everybody wrong. Everybody tipped them to be, with all the sale of their top players, they tipped them to be relegation right now. And they're not. They're right in that top 3. So this is an incredibly hard game. If you take a point from Bournemouth, I think you've got to be pleased right now because they are so good. As Semenyo's playing out of his skin right now, I think he's so good. He's hitting a real high level in the Premier League. Evan Nielsen is another one I like, but also I think the manager's got Bournemouth playing real testing. I think everybody, including the Man Cities, the Liverpools and the Arsenal, I think they almost get a little bit doubtful when they play Bournemouth right now because they're pressing. Sometimes they're man for man, but they're so good and they'll kill you and they'll devastate. They'll kill you in terms of goals and pop on the other side and score a goal against you. So I think Forest, if they go to Bournemouth and get anything, I think that'll be a big advantage. But a word of warning for Forest as well. You've just beat Porto, yes. Now, remind me back to the last probably 6 or 7 games of last season. Forest thought they were in the Champions League. Oh, the job was done. Oh, we've had a great season. And almost you could see the level drop and loss and draw and loss and draw. And all of a sudden, you're in the Europa League. So that is the worry for, last night, big win against Porto. Don't let off now. You can't let off. You can't think you've done it now just because you won one game. You've got to keep going. And that's what I want for Nottingham Forest right now is keep finding that extra level. Now it's the Premier League time. Now it's to do it in the Premier League.
Yeah, they won't go to Bournemouth and think this will be easy. They'll know they've got to absolutely put it in. There was a funny moment in the game last night, and as a pro, you might be well versed to put this right. I don't know if you saw this. Elliot Anderson, he was a bit, and the ref kind of got in his way. So he just basically belted the ball at him. It looked deliberate.
Yeah.
Do you think it was deliberate?
That ref was got in the way a few times, actually.
He was poor.
Poor position, rubbish positioning from the referee, huh? Rubbish positioning. I mean, he didn't check his wing mirrors,
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you, he's booted the ball at the referee on purpose. Absolutely. I mean, he's not going to say that, of course, but of course he has. I mean, he's playing as good as any midfielder in the whole Premier League right now. And his quality from 5 yards, he's meant it. And
that's true.
But he could get away with it because you can't say he didn't try a pass because there was somebody behind the referee. So I think it was more a bit of fun and just kicking it and saying, listen, I'm going to kick it out at you. Get out of the way. You're ruining my game here.
There was a lovely moment. I mean, clearly his confidence has grown by the fact he's been involved with England. He was playing well before. That's why he got in the England squad. But it was a lovely little bit of skill out on the right-hand side last night. And he came inside, played this cross-field ball. It was really lovely bit of control, two-footed control and a pass. And he's just playing so well at the moment, isn't he?
I actually think he's incredible. He's one of the best midfielders in the whole Premier League, and he deserves it because I remember the first time I really looked at him, last game of pre-season last season, and they played Villarreal at home. I was doing the commentating, actually, and I just kind of wanted to analyse and see what he's like. I think what I took from it was what I'm seeing now. He's grown, of course, in confidence and ability, and playing with England players. Your potential almost, you can just see it grow. What I saw in that game was him making other players better and not scared of the ball. In every situation, it's give me the ball, I'll do something with it. His penetrating passes were key, and also he's always an option. He never shies away from whether it's hard work defensively, whether it's going forward, making a run, making a pass, all those things where you're starting to see it. I remember doing an interview a few months ago when he first kind of played for England, and everybody was saying that, but he's not really going to be in the England squad for the World Cup, really, is he? And I said, watch out because he's on that level and he's played ever since.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people now probably would have him in the whole squad, never mind kind of starting, being on the bench. I think you probably got to have him in the squad right now, the way he's playing for England, never mind Forest.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert Ernshaw's with us. He's going to stick around for the Falls panel. We're going to try and predict the scores of Leeds West Ham this evening on talkSPORT, Brentford Liverpool on talkSPORT tomorrow evening, and Villa Manchester City, which we'll keep you in touch with. Also tomorrow night, former heavyweight champion, the current WBO interim champion Joseph Parker takes on the WBA interim heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley live from the O2. The winner will all but guarantee themselves a shot at one of the undisputed champion Alexander Usyk's belts. So there's a lot on the line. You can watch live tomorrow only on DAZN or listen on talkSPORT. Falls panel next.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
It's Falls panel time then, and we've got to predict the scores of 3 big games this weekend, 2 of which you'll hear live and exclusive on talkSPORT. We'll get 3 points if we get the predictions absolutely right. We'll get 1 point for getting the outcome of the game right and now for getting it wrong. These are the standings in the league table. Andy Jacobs, just 1 point for him last week, finds himself bottom of the table.
I've gone into administration.
Have you? Well, we don't want to take away 12 points. You've only got 11. Andy, the Norwich fan, joined us last week. He was star performer of the week. He got 4 points. So they're on 14. They've moved off the bottom. I'm solidly mid-table. 1 for me. I'm on 16. Then it's the commentators having a better season than last season. Jim Proudfoot joined us last week. Put 1 point on there on 17. And Robert Ernshaw is in for Stan this afternoon. And Stan is top of the tree, so he better not let him down.
No pressure, Rob.
So let's say hello to our commentator this afternoon, Ian Danter. Good afternoon, Dance.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Andy. You right, chaps?
Yeah, we're not too bad, thank you. Yes. How are you feeling about Blues? Not going sensationally well at the moment, is it?
Well, it was a good win at Preston on Tuesday night after no winning 4. So I think, to be honest, we're about par for where I expected us to be after promotion. So, the hashtag derby tomorrow at Bristol City. So the BCFC derby.
Excellent. Let's say hello to John, the Liverpool fan. Hello, John.
Hey, gents. How are we doing? You okay?
Not so bad. Yeah. You'll be a lot happier after midweek.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's been easy sailing all season.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Off to Brentford tomorrow, which brings its own challenges. Let's get underway. Rob, what do you think? You're top of the tree, along with Stan at the moment. Leeds West Ham tonight, live on talkSPORT. How do you see this one going?
Spawn, my first thought was a draw, but I am going to go bold on this one. I think Leeds will win it. I worry for West Ham, but I think Leeds will win it.
What score are you going to give us?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leeds win.
2-1 to Leeds. Okay, Dance, what say you?
Rob stole my thunder. I was thinking a 2-1 because neither of these teams can keep clean sheets particularly, and I've not seen West Ham as poor as they were on Monday night at home to Brentford. Surely there's a reaction, but maybe not enough. I'll go with 2-1 as well.
2-1. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You definitely want to see a reaction. But I'm not altogether sure you're going to just yet. I'm not sure there's enough quality there. Who knows? I think... I was quite tempted on the 1-1, but I'm going to go 1-0 Leeds. I think they might get it done. What do you think, John, the Liverpool fan?
I think Ellen Road will be locking tonight. I think it'll be 3-1 Leeds.
Oh, blimey, that wouldn't be good from West Ham's point of view. 3-1, says John. And Andy, finally.
Yeah, a bit of a difficult one. West Ham were better at Everton. That performance the other night, that was one of the worst I've ever seen in the Premier League. It was shocking.
Yeah.
I think Leeds will have too much. I'm going 2-0.
You've gone 2-0. Okay, wow, says Andy. All right, talkSPORT listeners.
I am bottom of the table.
Okay. Well, you didn't have to go 2 out. You didn't have to do a 4-all or something to claw it back. Live on talkSPORT this evening. Hugh Woosen-Croffio, Sam Matterface, Dean Ashton, your commentary team. Brentford-Liverpool, the good old 8 o'clock on a Saturday night kickoff. Much beloved by away fans.
I'm not happy about it. I'm not going, out of principle.
Well, 8 o'clock, we're going to... Well, you can luckily listen on talkSPORT. Rob, what about this one, Brentford-Liverpool?
This, I think, is going to be a Liverpool win. I just feel like there's confidence. Salah was rested, and when we question Mo Salah, he always delivers. So, and I think there'll be a few kind of changes to the Liverpool team, but I'm going for a 3-1 Liverpool win.
3-1 Liverpool, feeling pretty confident. Dance?
I don't know what Arne Slot's doing, basically telling everybody hit long balls in against us and we don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, he's asking for trouble.
Saying that we know how to deal with people.
That's exactly.
And who's got the best long throws in the Premier League? It's Brentford. So I think they're going to cause Liverpool a few problems. I'll stick my neck out. I'm going to go for a draw here. Desmond, 2-2.
Oh, 2 each. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I was tempted on the draw in this, but I just think Liverpool have a little bit too much quality. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. And John, your team, of course. What do you reckon?
I'm definitely going to go for a win, Liverpool win. I think we're going to just about scrape it with 2-1.
2-1, okay, agreeing with me. And finally, Andy.
Yeah, I do think Liverpool will win this, although it'll be uncomfortable for them. It's a popular score, but I think, will Brentford score? Yeah, they probably will from one of those throws. I'll go 2-1 as well.
2-1, okay. talkSPORT listener in the car. Finally, it is Aston Villa versus Manchester City. And we'll keep you in touch with that one on Game Day Live with Sam Matterface and the gang. Rob, what about this one?
Villa just picking up points quietly, and they picked up form. And Man City always have a little bit of trouble. So I think it's going to be tight, but I can't go past Man City right now. I just think they got too many weapons. A 2-1 Man City win.
2-1 Man City. Dance.
I was really impressed with City. I did the game against Villarreal on Tuesday night in the Champions League. I just like the way that they're starting to go through the gears now, Manchester City. I think they'll win 2-1.
You know, I was very tempted on the same scoreline. Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I just wonder a little bit of fatigue. They've had an extra day to recover of City. It was pretty comfortable for them. Villa losing last night, but very shoddy defending for the second goal.
Yeah.
Just to be different, I'm going to go 2-0 to Manchester City. John, the Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I can't see, unfortunately, anything other than a City win. I'll go 3-0 City.
Cool, blimey. 3-0 City. And finally, Andy.
Yeah, I think Villa will score, but I'm going 3-1 to Man City.
3-1 to Man City.
They are Arsenal's main challengers now.
Yeah, talkSPORT listeners home in the car. There we are. That's that. Thank you, John. Enjoy the football this weekend.
Thank you.
All the best.
All the best, guys.
Cheers, Dance. We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks very much.
Cheers, boys. Look after yourselves.
And thank you, Rob. Really appreciate you joining us this afternoon. So all the best to you. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Cheers, guys.
Robert Ernshaw there, former Nottingham Forest, Cardiff and Wales striker, of course. That was the Falls panel. Still to come this afternoon. We will be chatting to Todd Mlin. There's been a huge story in the world of American sport today, transcending sport. An FBI sting investigation into this stuff going on with some big names in the NBA. We'll touch on that and other matters besides. We'll hear from the gaffers ahead of the weekend's football, and we'll bring you a bumper crop of clips of the week. That's all will come in the final hour.
Talk Sport.
With the 3 o'clock headlines, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. Sheffield Wednesday have been handed a 12-point deduction as they're placed into administration. The club has failed to pay staff and players on 5 times in the last 7 months. talkSPORT's Alex Crook says that should be an immediate red flag.
As soon as a football club is late paying their wages once, you get a warning, maybe even a points deduction. You do it twice, I think that's when they should have powers to intervene and force us out of the football club.
Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy says it's an extremely worrying situation. The seats in Hillsborough's North Stand displaying Dave Chansiri's name have already begun moved. You can see pictures of that on talksport.com. Now, good news for Liverpool. Both Alexander Isak and Ryan Gravenberch could be available after this weekend, but there's no Alisson or Jeremy Frimpong for talkSPORT's exclusive commentary of the match against Brentford tomorrow night. Arne Slot was also asked about the goal-scoring form of Mo Salah.
We're not used to him missing chances, let alone a few games in a row, but these things can happen. What could have to do it, I have no clue if it does, but I could come up with it's easier maybe to finish a chance if you're 3-1 up than if you're 1-0 down.
He'll be hoping he's on form for the rest of the hunt for the title. Now, lots of people are talking about Arsenal for that race, but are we overlooking City? Pep Guardiola says his side seems to have been written off after a shaky start.
I know all the pundits, all the specialists, former players, they know everything is going to happen after 5 games. I'm not able to do that.
And Brighton's Sophie Bagley has been called up to the Lionesses as Hannah Hampton's withdrawn from the squad with injury. Get all the latest at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
A man who murdered 2 people and dumped their bodies in suitcases will spend more than 40 years in prison. And the rapper Getz has been charged after a man was killed in a hit and run. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, where we've got more premium tyres than the number of times you'll hear, "Ooh, it's a bit nippy this winter." Book today at quickfit.com.
Well, it is a bit nippy indeed. Cloudy in the northwest with heavy rain, which will be persistent at times. Elsewhere, a mix of sunny spells and scattered showers. As I said, feeling chilly.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Time now for our bet builder, their friends at Paddy Power. We welcome Ben Steele. We're going to look forward to Sunday afternoon at the Emirates as Arsenal play Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Good afternoon, Ben.
Hiya, how you getting on?
Yeah, not so bad. So just worth explaining briefly for those that don't know how a bet builder works.
Yeah. So it's sort of your standard ACCA, but it'll just be on the one game. So on this Arsenal Palace game, as you said, we've put together 5 selections. 1 pick from me, 1 from each of yourselves, then from your producer, and then finally we've got one which is the most popular pick from the Paddy's punters so far. We'll put that together into a bet builder, place a charity bet for that, and if we win, we'll be donating that money to the Attitude Foundation.
Excellent. Okay, I've just gone very route one. I've gone for an Arsenal win.
You have, yeah. Look, they're obviously in a really good run of form. They're unbeaten in all competitions since they lost to Liverpool back in August, and then they have actually only drawn one of those games as well. And look, another one there as well. Their defensive record, I think it's been much talked about. They've been keeping everybody out. Only Nick Weltemada and Erling Haaland have scored at all in that run of unbeaten games. So yeah, I think they're a decent price.
Andy, do you think Arsenal obviously play for corners because they're so good at them? And what you gone for?
5+ corners. That's conservative.
Yeah, it is a little bit actually. Yeah, they've had 30 in their last 3 games. So what's that? Averaging out about 10 a game. Yeah. And I was looking back at their fixtures. This is actually won in 6 of their 8 games, and in their 8 Premier League games, and it's 6 in a row. The Leeds game and the Man United game at the start of the season, the only 2 there. And a little bit like you said, they're so good at corners. The only 2 they had against Leeds, they did score from them both. So it's a bit of a fruitful run for them, isn't it?
The producer Sean, who is an Arsenal fan, he's gone Saka to score.
He has, yeah. Look, he's. I'm an Arsenal fan as well. If I'm honest, I went to the game the other day against Atleti, and he was absolutely sort of tormenting that. I don't know who he is, the guy who was playing left back for Atleti, but he didn't have a fun time of it. And Saka was man of the match against Fulham as well. So he's really rounding into form after that little injury gap. So I think a goal, he's at 6-4. He's a decent price there too.
The people, the popular bet for Paddy punters putting a bet builder together is fouls on Saka, 2+ fouls, and I think that seems pretty likely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like he wasn't fouled at all in the Atletico Madrid game, but I think that might have been because the guy couldn't get anywhere near him. He was fouled 5 times in the Fulham game, and he averages being fouled 2.3 times a game. So it's a good little look there. And look, quite a lot of Arsenal's good play comes down that right hand side, doesn't it? So I'll see a lot of the ball, and the defenders will be. I guess it'll be Tyrick Mitchell this weekend, won't it? He'll have a busy afternoon.
Now, events may have overtaken your last selection because you've gone with Gabriel to have 1 or more shots on target. He's a doubt. He may play, he may not play.
It's a bit of a strange selection. He's more a flick-on man than a shot on target.
Well, no, the ball's bobbling around the box. I mean, who knows? So anyway, but we'll see what happens. But that's the state of play anyway.
Yeah, look, and if it comes out of that, we can reprice the bet builder. Obviously, I think I've had a check there. It'll come down to about sort of 5-1 or so, rather than the 7-1 that it's going to be. But look, I think Gabriel is probably, if he is fit and he is playing, he's arguably one of the sort of the best at attacking set pieces in the world, isn't he? Really, he's always the man they're aiming for. And if they're going to have those 5+ corners that Andy's picked, he's in a good man to be aiming for. That's for sure.
So 7-1 if Gabriel does get involved, 5-1 if he doesn't.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and that's all for the Aptitude Foundation. Fantastic.
Cheers.
Thank you, Ben. Have a good weekend.
No problem. You too. See you later.
That's Paddy Power's bet builder for today. Minimum odds 1 to 5 per leg, 18+.
They may have a trouble scoring Arsenal if he doesn't play. He's so key for what
he is. Very key. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Time then for Andy's Nonsense by Numbers.
Yes.
If you listen on a regular basis, you'll know that Andy has furnished you with a sheet of numbers between 1 and 167. It's growing all the time. He builds up these cuttings. They look like some sort of weird ransom note all stuck on bits of paper. And they're various stories, readers' offers, column fodder, letters to papers, just weird stuff. So
mostly
I just
Brian Linford.
I give you a number. Can I say 94? What will you give me for 94? Can you find me the relevant cutting based on that?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Number 94, as Graham Kelly used to say. Will play. Games to be played on the 5th? Yeah. That was the old days. The old days of the FA Cup.
Well, I don't know why I put this down, actually. The bloke's written nepotism, the art of stealing a living off the back of someone else while having no talent. Oh, no, it was far too harsh. And then he named all these people.
Why did you put that down? You were feeling about Chelsea had lost the night before, I guess.
Yeah. Very bitter there.
Can I say 81 in this case?
81. Let's see what we've got. 81.
What have we got now?
81. Okay.
I can't wait till we get up to 175, to be honest.
Oh, right. This is when Brooklyn and his wife, Brooklyn Beckham, Peltz.
Beckham, yeah.
Brooklyn Peltz Beckham.
Yeah.
It sounds odd, doesn't it? That.
Yeah.
And Nicola Peltz Beckham.
Oh, yeah.
Decided to renew their vows, even though they've only just got married. It's the most stupidest thing ever.
Oh, I don't know about that. But there we are. It's up to them, isn't it?
Married about a year. Why would you renew? I've been married for 51 years next week, and I'm not renewing my vows.
Really?
I don't need to.
You heard it here first. And can we have the breaking news stab?
Because I'm happily
doesn't
married.
like the taste of
I've
marzipan.
got nothing to prove, like obviously Brooklyn has.
Yeah.
Anyway, seeing Nelson, that was the dad.
Okay, not the one-armed bloke with one eye. Battle of Trafalgar.
Having such a pivotal role at the ceremony was heartbreaking for David especially.
Well, after a year, didn't he have a big role at the first one?
I know, but he wasn't at the second one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His grandparents are devastated too, as Brooklyn has always been so close to them. I can understand that.
Yeah.
At the original wedding, for example, Liberty, the daughter of Victoria's sister Louise, was a bridesmaid. And even she's been cut off now. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The humanity.
Yeah. The humanity. I don't want to stray too far because it'll take you 3/4 of an hour to find it.
Right.
Let's have 104.
104?
Cutting 104.
Oh, it's... did I do this one, where two people with the same name got engaged on the same day?
I don't think that sounds... It's like a hole-in-one story. What's gone on then?
Mr. W.R.A. Ponsonby and Miss I.D.M. Jones have got engaged.
Yeah.
And on the same day, Mr. E.B. Ponsonby has got engaged to Miss M.M. Spicer. And they are actually
the Ponsonby boys.
Yeah, they're both the sons. One's the younger son of Mr. and Mrs. Luke Ponsonby.
Yeah.
And the other one is the elder son of Mr. and Mrs. Luke Ponsonby. Stop saying Ponsonby. It's great, isn't it?
Well,
what
great.
are the chances? What are the chances of that? There you go.
Well, I mean, obviously it was planned. I don't think it was an accident, was it?
It could have been. Who knows?
Shall we have?
Go on.
Shall we have Nelson? As you were talking about Nelson, 111. I'll stand on one leg in memory of Shep.
It's a fodder.
Yeah.
It's column fodder.
Column fodder. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. It's expensive being stuck in bed these days.
Is it?
Yeah,
is this what she's saying?
Yeah, not me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Not me in this bit either. I've been laid up with suspected food poisoning.
Oh, dear.
But it wasn't enough to stop me doing a spot of online shopping.
Oh, yeah.
As well as purchasing a new
Sick
dress.
bags, I'm guessing, were number one, were they really?
As well as purchasing a new dress I hadn't previously felt I needed, I experimented with Zap, a grocery delivery app I wish I hadn't discovered. It's lethal.
Okay.
My dodgy tummy left me craving bread, bananas and honey, none of which we had in the house. Well, you could have asked your partner to go and buy them.
Not interested in tummy, to be honest.
Not really. So I tapped into Zap. Hey presto, within half an hour, all three arrived, and only fractionally more expensive than if I'd waited.
This is all sounding a bit Alan Partridge, this, isn't it?
It's so boring, isn't it? You can't even get to the end of it. And when she put this in, didn't they went, oh, no, not really.
Talking of which, talking of Alan Partridge there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw today, Gaza has been saying that his agent said she's come up with a really good idea for a TV show. It's me and Vinnie Jones travelling the world, learning about the rituals which surround death. And I just saw Alan Partridge sitting on the bed with a dictaphone, really. It did have those vibes, didn't it, really? So it's Gaza. Imagine going in to pitch it. I mean, we've pitched telly shows, and there's some you're more confident about than others. And going in, so it's Gaza and Vinnie Jones going round the world looking at the rituals.
And the opening shot is Vinnie's behind you, Gaza, and you've grabbed him.
Yes, that's it. That would almost certainly have to feature in there. So it's quite niche. Andy, I'm surprised you came in today. I thought you'd be at home celebrating the new sleeve sponsorship from the Vietnam-based tech firm FPT.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they're already involved with you as a club, but they've now added their name to your sleeve, so that's
it's
great.
Amazing they
just
can't
great
get
news all round.
Front of shirt sponsor though. It's mad.
Sleeves aren't a problem, are they?
Well, not really, but front of shirt is. Can you want a bit of posh people news? Nothing's
quick. Go on then, quick with the posh people news.
This is where they write about somebody that you don't know and
don't care about. That is the whole of the Evening Standard now currently, but there we are. That's my little beef.
108.
Go on, keep going.
She calls him her Caledonian cowboy, and this summer, Lady Violet Manners is set to wed.
Do stop it, Manners.
William James Lindsay Bethune. Wow. The big day featured in American Vogue. Violet will marry the Viscount of Garnock.
I don't drink anywhere else.
What's his name? Pictured with her right.
Pictured with her comma.
Right.
I'm with you, yeah.
At a family seat, Belvoir Castle in Leicestershire.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the wedding feast will be prepared by bad boy chef Thomas Straker.
Oh, yeah, tremendous. Bad boy chef.
I also know Lady Violet's secret plans for the hen do, but I daren't ruin the surprise.
No, don't ruin the surprise. I can barely sleep
Honestly,
as it is.
Who cares? Nobody
gets angry about nothing
because it's pointless.
Such an angry man.
I am, yeah.
Anyway, we can move on to the world of American sport. There's some big story breaking overnight, but we'll look at some of the fluffy stuff as well. NBA got underway in the week, and we got World Series baseball starts tonight.
Yeah, that'll be
Dodgers, and it's big. Oh, Todd's in Toronto. Big night in Toronto. So kind of watch-alongs, big screens all over the city because obviously it's sold out. Anyway, Todd Mlin up next, talk American sport. Some clips of the week for you, and we'll hear from the gaffers out of the weekend's football ahead of Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent, as always, at 4 with Drive. We're here, of course, as always, with Tool Station. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Tool Station. Just before we chat to Todd, Jeff Peters has been in touch with a local knowledge. Belvoir Castle, as you pronounce it, Andy, pronounced Beaver.
Okay.
Beaver Castle, which is great news for Chat, GPT, our old mate Chat, because...
I love the Beavers.
He loves the Beavers, of course. More of him next Thursday. Anyway, Todd Mlin joins us on the World of American Sports. Hello, Todd.
Hi, boys. Yeah, as Canadians, we love beavers too, right?
Yeah,
it's one of our national animals, I think it is, right?
Of course.
They're natural engineers, you know, beavers.
The natural engineer, are they?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that, Andy. Now, let's move off the subject to beavers and move on to Thursday night football, where the Chargers beat the Vikings 37-10. Carson Wentz looked a bit... he's got a shoulder injury, the quarterback, and he got sacked 5 times, and he looked very frustrated and in a lot of pain. Not a stunning result for them, although I see they've got this kind of young J.J. McCarthy that they're hoping could be back to get him out of trouble. But, yeah, Carson Wentz looked very fed up with the protection he got last night.
Yeah, this is the quick turnaround, guys, right? When you play Sunday and then Thursday, it really impacts the veteran players, and obviously it impacts a veteran player with an injury. Carson Wentz said it was the most pain he's ever played in on a football field, right? You mentioned, Paul, the shoulder injury. He said he was wearing a harness and all these other different things that he's never worn before on a football field. So kudos for him being out there playing through it, but it was pretty tough to watch. And listen, for the Chargers, big win for them, right? In the West, in the AFC West with Denver and KC, they needed the win. They had a big advantage because Wentz was injured, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, he didn't seem at all happy with the team, so a bit of a weird one, that. But anyway, let's move on.
I think it was more, listen, I think it was more the being in pain.
Yeah.
Because I know he slammed his helmet down on the sideline and apologized to the training staff for that. To me, it was more frustration of not being able to play well because of the injuries. But you mentioned off the top, too, about J.J. McCarthy. That's their quarterback of the future. He's missed the last 6 games with an ankle sprain, and it sounds like he's pretty close to coming back, which is good news for Vikings fans.
Now, the big story overnight, Todd, you can just fill us in on the latest, is these famous NBA stars, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier as well, involved. They both deny all charges, but they've been...
So damaging if it's true.
Yeah, caught up in an FBI investigation into mafia-related illegal gambling, some of it on NBA games.
Yeah, when you have an NBA coach involved in this, right, and the charges are from the FBI, yeah, like it's a big cause for concern for the NBA. Again, Chauncey Billups accused of being involved in these illegal poker games, that, the card shuffling devices were fixed. All these things were fixed for people to lose a lot of money. And apparently, again, reportedly, he's involved in that. The Terry Rozier is prop bets, right, are just so big in the NBA. So basically, the example I give is Terry Rozier before the game, the prop bets would have been, hey, Terry Rozier gets over under 8 points, over under 4 rebounds, over under 3 assists. Yeah. And reportedly, he told his friends, hey, I'm going to leave this game early, so you should bet the under on these prop bets. Again, that's what's being reported, and now it's up to the FBI to prove their case in a court of law.
Yeah, they say tens of $1 million kind of was fed through various mafia families that they read out the names of in this indictment. So anyway, as we said, both the players and other players deny all involvement via their lawyers, and we'll see what happens because this is potentially a big story. Now, a lot of excitement where you are in Toronto, Todd, because the World Series gets underway later on, although it's fair to say, having watched Shohei Ohtani and what he did last weekend to make this World Series, it's going to be tough for the Blue Jays, isn't it?
There's no question it's going to be tough. I mean, Shohei people are calling the greatest baseball game in history in the playoffs, in the clinching game for the Dodgers over the Brewers in the National League Championship Series. He pitched 6 innings. He struck out 10 batters, which is great. Like, if a pitcher did that, it would have been great. And oh, by the way, he also hit 3 home runs in the game as well. So it's pretty crazy. And the Dodgers in that series against the Brewers, they gave up a single run in each of the 4 games. So their pitching staff is just been fantastic leading in. I think they're 9-1 in the playoffs leading up to the Jays. So they're the clear favorite. But listen, those Jays have kind of been the little engine that could. They've been an underdog, and they're back in the World Series, first time since 1993. So it's just, and the excitement is not just in Toronto, it's across Canada, right? Canada only has the one baseball team, the Jays. So it's been incredible across the whole country.
Yeah, it's. I'd say there's big watch-alongs, big screens all over the city, probably around the country, because it's obviously sold out.
I'm never a big fan of saying this one's better than that one, but there was a very interesting piece basically saying that they felt that Ohtani was the best athlete in the world.
Yeah, I mean, being a two-way player, that's what makes him exceptional, isn't it? In the modern era, and with all the the difficulties that brings. Having said that, though, there's a lot of people that are desperate for the Dodgers to lose, and they think it'd be bad if they do win it because of just the amount of money they spend on the team. They outspend everybody else, and there's a bit of a feeling that they could be looking to buy another World Series. So there is some pushback on what they do, isn't there?
Absolutely there is, guys. And I don't think it's any different than any sport, right? We've seen it in the Premier League with the big spending clubs. There's always that feeling that they bought it. And listen, to a certain degree it is. But you really can't compete at the highest level for long periods of time without great drafting of players and developing of players. And I think that gets lost sometimes when we talk about these big market teams.
He Shohei Ohtani nearly signed for Toronto. He went and visited them, and they gave him a bunch of gifts, like some uniforms and bits and pieces, including a jacket for his dog. And the Blue Jays manager said the other day, "We want that jacket back." So I don't know I doubt if the dog wears it very often. Anyway, so it was a big week in American sport. The NBA got underway, and there were some interesting results, but the performance of Victor Wembanyama was front and centre for the Spurs, wasn't it, against the Mavericks? He had scored 40 points in the win.
Incredible, right? 40 points, 15 rebounds. It was the matchup against Cooper Flagg, who was the #1 pick overall by the Dallas Mavericks. And listen, remember, Wembanyama missed the end of last season with injury. So I think there was partly people holding their breath to see, after the whole offseason and the injury, how would he react in his first game? And again, he just put up a monster game. And all it did was just heighten people's desire to see Wembanyama in the games. Like, I think it's going to be incredible now in the next few games to see what he can do to top that opening night.
Now, this is finally, we're Halloween. We know it's big in the States, and
Yes.
we're heading up to Halloween next Friday. One 49ers fan, and we all get frustrated and a bit sarcastic about the injuries in our team when it's not going well. But this guy's turned his front lawn into, I mean, we can see if you're watching on Connect TV or on YouTube, you'll be able to see some of the pictures. He's put skeletons in shirts with the names on the back of the shirts and got them all queuing outside, some in wheelchairs, some on crutches because of the injury record with the names on the back, and they're all kind of queuing outside.
You've got those in your garden for Spurs.
I did last season. They could barely get out the front door. Sort of ghoulish characters all in the 49ers outfits. Must have cost him a few pounds, or a few dollars in this case, but it's very effective, Todd, isn't it?
Well, it's effective, and I think we give credit to the 49ers because despite all the injuries and injuries to key players, guys, they're 5 wins and 2 losses.
Yeah.
They're tied for first in their division. So I think it's been incredible what the 49ers have been able to do so far despite all the injuries. And listen, that is a house you're going to want to visit on Halloween, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, enjoy the game tonight, Todd. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks very much.
Thanks, boys.
There we are. This is Todd Mlin, our man on American sports. And more NFL, of course, over the weekend on talkSPORT. Lots of American sports for you here on the station. We're going to have some clips of the week. We got about 19, 20 today. Bumper crop.
Oh.
Alan was back. But it's not Alan heavy.
No.
Before you think it is. And we'll hear from some of the gaffers ahead of the weekend's football as well. That's all to come.
bad news for Sheffield Wednesday fans. The club have now filed for administration. They owe £1 million in unpaid taxes. Wednesday are already bottom of the Championship and could face a 12-point deduction. Elsewhere, Alexander Isak's groin injury is not as severe as Arne Slot first thought. The striker is a maybe for Brentford, live on talkSPORT tomorrow night.
Alex, not too bad. Question mark for the weekend, so let's see where he is then.
Jeremy Frimpong will be out for at least 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, though. Meanwhile, Sandro Tonali's touch and go for Newcastle's game at home to Fulham tomorrow. This week, it was revealed the midfielder agreed a contract extension during his betting ban. Eddie Howe says Tonali came out of that stronger.
I think most importantly, it was how he conducted himself in that ban, and I thought he was brilliant, and that's, of course, led to his brilliant performances since he's come back.
And a major NBA betting scandal could get even bigger. That's according to our US writer Brian T. Smith.
We have no idea where this is going to go, but these hints that this is just the tip of the iceberg, it has to have the NBA in total fear right now.
A top coach and NBA player are among dozens arrested as part of an investigation into illegal betting and rigged card games.
Of the week on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Proudly behind the trades that work so hard for the nation. Next stop, Toolstation.
talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yes, Clips of the Week time once again with Toolstation. Andy, why don't you get us underway?
I will
this
do
afternoon.
Yes, and we kick off with Paul Ross on the weekday overnight shift with a question for sidekick Stuart Armour.
On Christmas dinner, are you a stuffing man?
Oh, I love a stuffing.
Yeah.
Fanar.
Yes.
There we are, just to get us underway. Bit Route 1. This is Jim White with an interesting delivery of some talkSPORT promotional material.
If you're watching live on TV, you're doing it in a number of ways. Samsung, LG, Fire TV, Chromecast, Android, Google TV.
Yeah, it does remind us of something, doesn't it?
It does remind us of something, yeah, a little bit.
Trevor Francis track suits from a mush in Shepherd's Bush.
Samsung, LG, Fire TV, Chromecast, Android, Google TV.
Get the idea with that.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Jim's got a little Reliant Robin as well.
Has he really? A little yellow one, tremendous. Alan Brazil on breakfast now with a sparkling anecdote.
Villa go ahead Eagles, played against them. You know who they're from?
Netherlands.
Yeah, played against them. Go ahead. I tell you, there's a guy called, what's his name? John Linford came from Go Ahead Eagles, Ipswich. Who else? Marmot? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell that on Graham Norton. Did slightly fizzle out.
It was Brian's dad, of course.
Brian Linford, yeah, writer, serial writer to the Star, John, and he sort of shouts the odd thing he would do on the pitch. Anyway, what's coming up, Andy? Yes.
Let's build up to last night's European action now with Tom Clayton.
At 5:45, Villa are away at Go Ahead Eagles on talkSPORT 2. Then at 8, Palace Villa are playing at 5:45, I should say. Then at 8, Palace are going up against, in the Conference League, I've got squad's completely wrong there, so ignore me. Palace are on TalkSport 2, Villa are on TalkSport. Just we'll go with that.
I'm a bit confused, I'll be honest.
No idea what.
I couldn't track it down last night. And this is Piers Morgan on breakfast doing his best duck impression.
They had all these years in opposition, and they came in and didn't have a plan. Their plan appeared to be whack the pensioners, whack the farmers, whack the private schools, whack.
Throw a lump of bread at him.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good.
Yes, but it's not as good as Josh Widdicombe's.
That's true.
It's £300 to sponsor the away shirt.
And what do you get for that?
You get the shirt.
You come on for the second half. That's much better, isn't it? It's like a duck call almost, those things you can buy, isn't it, to try and flush them out. Talking of animal impressions, this is our old mate Charlie Baker on his Virgin Radio weekend afternoon show Game On, suddenly morphing into a chimpanzee.
I like the new format, and I think it keeps revealing itself as it goes on. I was thinking two things about last night, which is...
yeah, it did. It was...
What was that, Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie. It was a bit, wasn't it? Give him a banana.
Yeah, yes, it's better to taste.
So, of course, if you really want reliable football news, you could always head to another of our sister stations, Times Radio.
OK, moving over to football, Nottingham Forest are in advanced talks to appoint Steve Dyche as their manager.
Yeah, good old Steve Dyche.
His cousin, he doesn't speak like Sean. He's got a nice high voice.
Has he really? I thought it was quite pronounced. Hello, how are you? Good old Stevie D. What's next, Andy?
It's Danny Murphy on with White and Jordan speaking very highly of Victor Gyökeres.
Very physical, very unselfish, bit old school, if you like.
It's a bit like Diego Costa in your book.
Well, there we are, speaking very highly of him. And this is a caller to TalkSport.
I get a lot of heat from my friends because they're like, you've got more clubs than Jason and his Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Doesn't quite work, mate, does it really?
It's Jack Nicklaus,
I've got more clubs.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Jason and his Technicolor Dreamcoat. There's a lot to unpack there, isn't it, really? I don't think it was Jason.
Wasn't a great golfer, was it?
It also wasn't Jason. I mean, Jason wore it for a while on stage. But Jason wasn't. Anyway, let's just move on. The whole thing was a disaster.
If you close your eyes, you're not going to be much of a golfer, are you?
That is. I closed my eyes and I shanked it for some reason. Yeah. Oh.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, back to Big Alan now, talking Forest.
Yeah.
New Forest manager Sean Dyche has approached Jeannie Gabby for a long, successful tenure under Mr. Maricanis.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Maricanis. And let's be honest, if you're a long-time listener, you'll know Alan does have some notable previous in this area.
From the Greek daily newspaper, Eleftheris Typos. Goodness me, I hope I pronounced that right. And let's say a very good morning to next guest, George Georgiakopoulos. George, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with I always have struggled with Greek names, George. Good morning.
Good morning. You didn't do too badly, actually.
Terribly.
Good old George. He's such a trooper. You didn't do too bad. Georgiak, Eleftheris.
He couldn't have done worse.
It's maybe getting the mood for Christmas, that.
I know. Anyway.
Yes, what's next then?
It's Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson on one of the Reds' new frontmen.
At the moment, if you were picking the team, you'd say Ekitaki would be like, stick him up there and you put Isak on the bench.
Ekitaki, they do have some great Ekitaki options.
They do, really,
don't
yeah.
they? Have another stab at it, Lauro. Go on.
What a problem to have. But Ekitaki is better than Isak.
Oh, Ekitaki.
Oh,
yeah, they're very techy.
He fixed my lap.
He's very techy. Oh, he was good. He did a brilliant job, didn't he? Just call out charge. Didn't take him long. Yeah, plug it in and plug it. Yeah. Anyway, so what's next, Andy?
My new favourite newsreader, Hugo Chambray, to give us some football news.
Elsewhere, Graham Potter is close to being appointed as the new coach of Sweden on a short-term basis in a bid to guide them to next summer's World Cup. Sweden sacked John Dahl Tomlinson this week.
Yeah, that's it. That's Ricky's brother. You've sacked me, You can probably guess what's coming next.
Exactly.
And finally, it's Alan Brazil bemoaning those European overseas games.
It's nothing to do with the fans in Australia and America.
No.
It's money. It's all about money. That's what it's about.
Here we are. So that, of course, was too tempting and did remind us of something.
money, money, money. Money, money, money.
There we are. We should thank everybody who suggested clips that were played this week. Stuart Armour, I don't know if he selected his own clip, but thank you, Stuart. Nick Ellaby, Neil Ryder, Joe Gale, Tony Adams, probably not that one, Glyn Barrington, Paul Melton, Barry from Brighton, Sad Gilmore. Nice. Michael. Well, you know, there's always got to be a Sad Gilmore out there somewhere. Michael Fawcett, Mark Coates, Sean Grath, and the Barnsley Ferret. They all suggested clips that were played this week. Hear a clip on TalkSport over the next 7 days, or indeed Talk Radio or Virgin. We brought you clips from those today. Just send them to us, talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J, that's TSHANDJ. As always, we'll just need a day and a time, roughly when you heard the clip go out, so we can hunt it down. And if it's played like those guys, you're going to mention on air. If you want to hear the clips again, those clips and lots of previous clips of the week, they're all available wherever you get your podcast. Just look out for TalkSport Clips of the Week. And some of the best bits of this afternoon's show, the H&J Daily. Jeff Norcott, the AFC Wimbledon fan, was on very good form with us earlier on, as was Tom Rosenthal, who put us through the pain of talking up Arsenal. So you'll hear all of that and other assorted stuff. Andy's mayhem earlier on in the show. Lots of posh news and other matters besides, if you download the H&J Daily podcast, again, wherever you get your podcasts. Well, coming up at 4 o'clock, it is Andy Goldstein and Darren Bentwood Drive, building up to the weekend. Another busy show, of course. Before that, though, we're going to hear from some of the managers ahead of the weekend's matches. Some crucial games coming up. A lot of Sunday games, of course, because of Europe last night. So we'll be bringing you the best of the gaffers. Just a reminder, on the cricket front, live and exclusive international cricket is back on TalkSport 2. Going to bring you live commentary of England's white ball series in New Zealand. We've got the first one-dayer on Sunday. Play gets underway at 1 a.m. So if you're a bit of an insomniac, a bit of a creature of the night, then why not check it out, listen in on TalkSport 2. And you can also follow our watch-along on the TalkSport Cricket YouTube channel, England in action, building up to the Ashes. And we spoke to Ian Botham a little bit earlier on, who thinks it's going to be tough, but you know, I think he has a lot of belief in some of our players. So anyway, that's all to come. We're here, as always, with Tool Station. That was the clips of the week with Tool Station. And get winter ready with heating and insulation essentials. Next stop, Tool Station.
latest episode of the greatest drama in the world, where you really have to expect the unexpected. Or West Ham are not United. You have to change any rules. Popped in by Okafor, 1-1 at Ellen Road. Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner. A Liverpool back. Slammed into the net by Matthias Jensen. It's 2-0. Super goal from Brentford. And Manchester United, they've won at Anfield.
But now we need to focus on the next.
Brighton 2, Newcastle 1, Danny Welbeck. Reece James smashes it home. Chelsea lead 3-0. It's Sunderland 2, Wolves 0.
There is just no stopping Erling Braut Haaland.
Buendia has provided the finish, but what a ridiculous pass it was in the build-up.
Semenyo getting to the byline, now pulling it back. Oh, how has he squeezed that in? Gibbs White takes a step back, runs up, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way.
Arsenal getting their 6th win of the campaign and reclaiming top spots in the Premier League.
Curling shot, Kudus comes back in on his left foot, draws the ball down low to the left and produces a brilliant finish. This is Premier League football at its best.
Another eventful weekend, and we got some cracking games. We get underway this evening on talkSPORT. We're Leeds versus West Ham. So let's hear from some of the gaffers ahead of the weekend's games. We'll kick off with Manchester United, Ruben Amorim. They entertain, as I believe they put it in football, Brighton and Hove Albion this weekend. Not an easy task. And the question, obviously... Oh, what happened there? The question to Ruben Amorim was how they can move on from that Liverpool win without losing...
That was a bit from his new album.
I think it was, yeah. He got the big build-up there, Ruben, didn't he? Anyway...
He used the good spirit of winning games. We know that was a good weekend for us, but our focus is in the next game. That is in the past, and we need to understand that football changed a lot, especially in this kind of club. So we are not thinking in the last game. We are thinking on this game is going to be really hard to win.
Danny Welbeck coming back. You said there was some talk about an Arsenal recall for him.
No, in England.
Arsenal recall.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? The idea that they could... Honestly, Arsenal, that's spawny at the moment. They could probably say they only had him on loan and they can call him back. No, I meant an England recall. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would be. It's very interesting, though. People, everything's about the result last Sunday, and then people are sort of reinventing how good United are, and I'm not convinced. I mean, that was a fortunate win. Yeah. It could so easily have been different. So we'll see.
We'll see. They've got to take a lot from it, but we'll see.
And Brighton, it's like a trial for them. For Belieber, you watch, he's going to have the best game he's ever had.
Yeah. Sean Dyche, let's hear from him. They go to Bournemouth after that 2-0 win against Porto last night. And we did mention this earlier on, but I think we can hear it from the horse's mouth now. He's got a number of Brazilian players in the team, and I'm not sure what Ian Wone or Steve Stone's Portuguese is like, or indeed Sean's, but this is how Sean said it's been going.
With the Brazilian lads, I'm teaching them about my voice because I think they've heard a voice like this. They look at me like, what is that? And some speak better English than others, and some converse for me. They've been very helpful in adding some detail. But they're all learning, obviously, all the ones who can't speak as well. No, they've been great. I mean, the good thing with the Brazilian players, I've only come across a few that I've managed. They've got a hardiness to them. The way their football is, they've still got a hardiness to them. They can play, but they've got a hardy edge to them, and I think that's important in the Premier League to understand how competitive and physical it is. I don't mean, by the way, before you're right, I don't mean old school stuff. I don't mean big tackling and all that. I mean just that competitive nature. They seem to have that, and I think that's important.
When they translate, do they do it in a gruff voice?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, all of them are going to speak English like that, aren't they? He was saying yesterday as well they've been doing piggyback races, and he said some of the Brazilian boys have really not known what's going on when you suddenly shout "mount." That's unless, of course, some of the Brazilian bless you, some of the Brazilian players are big fan of Peggy mounts, which I doubt very much. Seems unlikely that Esteval, for example, would have watched.
George and the Dragon.
Yeah, it seems like, look, it's possible.
Reruns on Brazilian TV.
Yeah, that's it. It's the only thing that was on telly when he was a kid.
Yeah, what about Bless This House?
Yeah, that's it. It's a real expert. Wouldn't it be great if Esteval was a real expert on really quite obscure Brazilian? Yeah. They only ever put Robin's Nest on, but never Man About the House. So he's got no concept of what only the spin-offs. Anyway, sorry, kids, if you're listening. We've lost you, haven't we? Chelsea, let's hear from Chelsea.
Available on BritBox.
Enzo Maresca, he's quite deep and gruff of voice as well, isn't he? Hopefully it'll bring you a bit of good news about Liam Delap. Let's find out.
Liam took part of the session yesterday with the team for the first time. So he's not going to be available for tomorrow game, but probably for the next one, yes. But the schedule also can change a little bit, depends how they improve or getting worse. In the first time they said to me that it could be available for the 25th of October. So today is 24th, 25th, so it's...
So, cup game next week possibly?
Yeah, can be available.
I think there's a few players that they're going to give a run out, and not just Chelsea. A lot of teams do that in the Carabao Cup next week.
And they don't need to rush him back because Gui's doing a good job.
Yeah. Do you think he'll start tomorrow then?
Yeah, will do, with Pedro behind him. Chelsea got a lot of players rested. They were able to sort of field us.
You got Neto's back. Garnacho. How do you think Garnacho's been playing all right?
Better at home than away.
Okay.
He wasn't great against Forest last week, but he's done. Gittins played well the other night. Very well.
Anyway. Let's hear from Thomas Frank. Spurs go to Everton Sunday afternoon, and
it's got a grim game written over it, hasn't it?
They are struggling. Super Sunday.
Oh no, is
PM. They're struggling at the moment. Spurs up front, and they are missing the goal threats of Maddison and Kulusevski. Thomas Frank admitted.
Of course, there's some of these, let's say, especially Kulusevski and Maddison, that's proven players that. Proven this club for goals and assists and creating things, so they would have been lovely to be able to use. But I think we have some very talented players who's growing. Wilson, Xavi, I think Mo been very good for us as well. And I think Richie had a good start to the season, tried to get up to pace. So, but the reality is that. We are working very hard on getting the flow with the front four, and hopefully it'll be better bit by bit.
Yeah, no need to panic yet, but it is a little bit frustrating how toothless they are. Richarlison looking a little bit leggy, really, after a good start.
In his reign, and he's definitely steadied the ship. Yeah. And Simons, will come good. He's a good player.
He needs just to get a bit more confidence. He doesn't. He lacks a bit of swagger, which I thought we would see. Anyway, there's plenty of time. And that is us. We'll catch up with you on Monday, reflect on all the big games and all the sport this weekend. We've got boxing, rugby league, cricket. We've got England's women in action, so there's so much to look back on Monday. Until then, have a fine weekend. And coming up next, to keep previewing all that fine sport, is Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent with Drive.